What's up, everybody? There we go.
What's up, bro?
I finished my food like a big boy. I got some soda to celebrate now.
Check out the picture I took of you when you were live, dude. I put it up as my picture.
Oh, no shit. That's
That
pretty
is a
sick.
fucking good picture, isn't it?
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Put Jersey J Survival at the top of it, and you got a fucking good-ass logo, bro.
Look at that shit. That's awesome, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so cool. Yeah, thanks for watching and stuff, guys. I was just so busy and into what I was doing. I forgot I was on live most of the time. But that's sick, man. I gotta check that out. I gotta make that into a sign or something. So what'd you guys think, man? It was basic stuff, nothing too intricate, nothing too hard. I went a little elaborate with some of the stuff, but that's what I do.
I learned a lot. Still need to get in touch with you about building my bug out bag. Need to know what kind of bag to use, because with me having a broken back, I gotta keep it to a minimal. And last night, I was talking to Dixie, and Dixie said that they have these little itty bitty tiny square pads that you get them wet and they expand into this big huge rag and stuff. I was gonna look into getting some of those. For my bag.
You come in this little tube thing, like rolled up and like smashed in there, and you get it wet, and it's like a fucking ShamWow. It's like a huge towel, and it's nice. You can clean off with it. You can reuse it. The one thing that you don't think of too much is like cleaning your cookware and things like that when you're out, and you're cooking. And I didn't bring anything to clean that with, so I got to pull that out of my bag. But there's some stuff that, like, I didn't bring up that I should have, because there's some things that need to be talked about. Like I would have never, if that was a survival situation, you don't ever leave where you are, where you're established with your fire and your shelter, to go venture off down a mountain in the dark. That's one thing you never do. But for the most part, I just wanted to give the basics and how to basically just get by with the bare minimum. Like I could have started a fire with a lighter, but we did flint and steel this time. Actually, it wasn't even flint and steel. That was a ferrocerium rod, and a Sawzall blade. So there's going to be a different way every time I go out and do stuff. So that way it doesn't get like, oh, well, he did this last time. Damn, it's really slippery out here. But yeah, I figured I'd just bring it up, see what you guys think. There's probably stuff going on right now that I don't know about, because, the attendance is kind of down today, but that's all right. Everybody just watched me for like 7 hours straight in the woods.
Yep. My favorite is when Cody Lundeen uses the bow drill. Like, I so totally got to learn how to make one of those, just so, because it's like that powerful to start a fire, and it's like that's one of the tools you should have in your knowledge for bushcraft is a bow drill. Like, if you can't get fire anywhere, bow drill is a quick way to get fire.
Mm-hmm. Now that too, it depends on. There's a lot of factors with bow drill. That's why bow drill, for me, if I could start a fire any other way, I'm going to try any other way. Because bow drill,
definitely.
It takes, like, if you're not experienced with it, it takes a lot of effort, unless you have the right materials. Like if you have a good bearing block, a good start stick, and a good spindle rod, and a good, platform. But it depends on the wood most of the times, And what sucks is in like rain or snow, to try to start a fire with a bow drill like that without actually having the bow drill set up already, it's super hard because everything's wet, a lot of moisture in the air. Super hard to get fires started like that. I'm going to do a video eventually. We'll have to just do everything. Make the whole bow drill, make the platform. Are you yelling at me? Oh, I hear the cat getting yelled at now, and I look because I don't want to get yelled at. But Mater, I'm actually I have flint in my storage unit with my flint napping kit. So I'm going to use a piece of flint and a piece of steel, and I'm going to do the same thing and try to catch a spark, you know, on flint and steel. But I want to do bow drill, flint and steel, solar ignition. I'll teach you guys how to make a fire with a condom. I know how weird that sounds, and it's not from friction. But yeah, you can start a fire with a condom, a plastic bag, a water bottle. The cat just wants to come out here. She's okay. You're all right. You just got to stay inside because you're a cat. Yeah, you look cute, but you're still a cat. You better hide. My friend Red might come find you. Oh, we got another guest. Oh, look who it is.
Well,
I'm not going to stay long. I watched your whole 4 hours of what you did. And the only thing I can say is that you ain't never used a flint and steel. That bar, that middle bar is magnesium, honey. You was scraping the flint off and not the magnesium. You needed to scrape the back of that bar to get the magnesium into the bird's nest, turn around and strike the flint.
That's what I was doing.
You was shaving the flint, and you finally got it started when you got your flint so wore down that you was hitting the magnesium parts on each side of it, and you finally scraped off some of the magnesium, and then it started for you.
Well, it's the opposite. It's actually the middle is the ferrocerium rod, and the outside of it is just like this aluminum block that holds it.
No, honey, that's a magnesium bar that it's sitting in. And if you shave off the magnesium before you strike the flint, it will start better.
Let me double check. I'm gonna go grab it. It's in here. It's like this is one of these Walmart jobbers someone gave me for Christmas or something. Because I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's the same one though.
Yeah, it is.
See?
Yeah, it is. That silver metal there is magnesium.
Yeah, this in the middle. See the middle of it?
The middle of it is flint.
Yeah, that's what I was shaving off. That's the magnesium.
That's what you're not supposed to shave off. You're supposed to shave off that thing you're holding on to.
This thing,
magnesium.
This right here?
Yes.
Now you're going to make me test this out. Hold on.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. I'm going to do it.
Shave some of that off, put it in an ashtray, and stick your cigarette to it. Watch it go.
You know what? That's a good idea. Hold on. You're telling me shave off the outside metal of this thing?
Yes. Not the flint. You pour your flint out.
Hold on here. All right, let me set this up. You can see it. Hold on now. I'm going to shave this outside part, right? Like this part.
Yes, the back end, away from the magnesium bar. Away from the flint bar, the opposite side.
Man, if this works, I'm going to feel so stupid. All right, so we're shaving that off.
Yeah, not the flint part, not the little bar part, but the back side of that.
Yeah, this thing. I'm shaving that.
Yes, shave that off.
Really see it. All right, so hold on. That's shaving that. I'm holding the bar of magnesium. I'm going to be totally blown away. All right, now. I don't know, Mona. I'm pretty sure.
Just set your cigarette down against it.
Hold on.
Just set your cigarette in that pile of magnesium and you'll see it light up.
Nothing. I'm telling you, I think it's just a block of aluminum. I've
No,
never
it
used
isn't. That's magnesium, honey.
But look, it's not. Nothing. Now, if I did that with this, if I did that with the magnesium part that I think's magnesium, hold on.
No, that's flint. That's a bar of flint in
There's
there.
no way. There's no way. We gotta fact check that because
Okay, you go ahead and fact check it, honey.
hold on, because I'm shaving that off. I'm gonna shave that off. Watch the result. Hold on. I'm shaving this off here.
The flint will spark, yes, but it won't
No.
stay burning.
It's magnesium. It's gotta be.
No, it's not magnesium, honey. It's flint.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And if I just light this, it'll light. See? That's the magnesium bar, Mona. Now the other shit don't light up. That's just metal flake. This don't light up, this part. Just this middle part. That's why this is a cheesy one. I have other ones where I have the rod on a handle and I can hit it like that. But this is like a cheesy.
Honey, that's magnesium, and when you get it cut down in the middle where it ain't got the coating on it,
yeah.
you're just cutting the coating off. That's a magnesium bar.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna shave the shit out of this thing like you would not believe. Hold on. I want to make you right, but I just can't see it.
I watch him do it on Survivor all the time. You got to shave the magnesium bar.
Let me see. I got very, very thick flakes in there now. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this. See?
Yeah, I see
They're
it.
really, really thick. Now I'm gonna try to light it, and it should.
It should fizz.
Nothing, Mona. No, that's the other shit I had flaked off from before. This thing, nah. Hold on. I got a nice chunk right here. I'm trying. It's just metal. You know, well, I'll have to get another one. I'm telling you though, this is a cheap one. This isn't anything expensive. It might be a different block they were using. Because that's the way I've been using these kind for probably years. I mean, let me try. I'm going to show you again with the other stuff. I'll empty this out. Hold on.
I know what the flint will light, honey, just like the top of a match. Okay, I know that. But you're not supposed to totally scrape off your entire flint bar because that's what causes your spark.
Yeah. I just scrape off a little bit of it into a pile, and then it does that. See that? It just scrape off a little bit like that, and then boom. See that? That's the magnesium in here. This is the ferrocerium rod that's stuck in the middle of that. The outside's just a holder, like a block, because these things snap. These rods, if they're just out of a handle and you're putting too much pressure, they snap in half. But this, if you just gave a little of that and then boom. Let's see, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, but I'll have to get the other one. I have another one. I'll try that one out too. But this one seems to just be some kind of aluminum, like aluminum holder or something on it. But I had to try it because I saw it before, and I'm like, nah, it's different.
I had to get mine's magnesium. The whole bar is.
You got to check it. I got to check yours out. That would be awesome if I had a full magnesium bar. That would be expensive as shit, though, probably.
No, they run $2-3 at Bass Pro.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm losing out on all the good stuff. I got all this old equipment that I've been running for years. Like that thing I've had for a few years. I got to get my original flint and steel out, and we could try that. I have an old file that I've filed. You know, I've ground down into a block of steel, and I use a piece of chert, some flint. And I've only been able to get ignition like 3 times. I've tried it a million times.
I got a welder's lighter. That's you put the magnesium pile down in there and go click click and dump it into your bird's nest.
That's it.
It's called a welder's lighter.
Yeah, it's Mona. I'm back in the house. Jen's here.
Hi, Jen.
I don't know what we're doing. I have to jump in the shower soon, so you might hang out.
But anyway, your chat said I was real harsh because I told him when you was walking out of the woods, I said he's trying to demonstrate to you what not to do. You don't go walking out of the woods if they're dark.
Yeah.
You hunker down and wait for the sun.
That's it. So like I was saying, if there was any other situation, I was further from home, anything like that, it starts sleeting out. The mountain gets slippery. Mechanical injury is #1 thing that's going to take you out. Forget hypothermia, forget infection. If you fall down or you crush your finger or you break your arm or collarbone or foot or something, you're dead in the water. That's it. Then you have to wait for rescue. So self-extraction's not recommended after dark. It's just not a good idea. You can get lost real quick. I had lights on the lake that I could follow.
Right. But if you're teaching somebody, you want to teach them. That's why I said in the chat, I said, he's showing you what not to do.
Yeah, because that's the last thing you want to do is leave the spot. But it's just a show. This is just for a show.
Right. I realize that. You was headed back home, you know.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show everybody, you know, like it's not a good idea to leave. Like I was established. I had shelter. I had a fire. I ate. I was good. I could hunker down for the night, left in the morning when it was daylight. That's recommended. I mean, I had the advantage of being over the top of the mountain. I could see where the lake was. I could see where the houses were. But still, I slipped 3-4 times where it could have broke my ankle. So, yeah, that's not recommended leaving, especially after I established all that. The last thing I want to do is leave it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, self-rescue is, you know, if it's possible, it's good. But most of the time, if you're in that situation, it's because you're lost. It's because you're not familiar with the area, and leaving like that could lead to worse situation. Here, babe. You good?
Yeah, like one of my friends did when we were at the Red River Gorge, and he thought it was good to go walking in the dark in the middle of the night while he was drunk and fell off of a 350-foot cliff and broke his back.
Holy crap!
Yep, off the backside of Half Moon Rock.
Yeah, you want to see live?
Yeah. So I was just popping on here to say, mine is a magnesium bar with the flint down the middle, okay, and the metal piece, okay? And the little ring thing is when you said you need to put it someplace safe.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for me, I would tie it to the inside of my shirt with that little metal thing.
With the clip, yeah.
The clip or a belt buckle, a belt loop.
Yeah.
Clip it in. You know where it's at.
Yeah. You don't want to lose it because I know a lot of people that'll get their fire started and they start running around and all of a sudden they kick it under a leaf and.
Hey, they did that on Survivor.
Yeah, it's gone, and then you don't have your fire starter. Then you need. God, I gotta look up that mushroom. So
it's an elephant ear, honey.
Elephant ear. Thank you.
Yes. I wrote it in the chat. It's an elephant ear. Sometimes it's called a beefsteak mushroom.
Yeah, so they would use that and they would transfer that amber different sites or different locations.
But if you get them when they're fresh, they're absolutely delicious.
Yeah, you could chop them up in slivers and you saute them, and it's like a little steak.
Oh, yeah. They're delicious.
We tried that, I think, when we were in Maryland, Virginia or something.
Well, I used to go out just like a day or so before deer season starts.
Yeah.
And go spot me an elephant ear on a tree. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll sit back away from that elephant ear, and I'm going to shoot that deer before he gets that elephant ear. because he's going after that elephant ear too.
Yeah.
And if I can shoot him before he eats the elephant ear, then I get the back strap and the mushroom.
That's awesome. That's another thing. It's hunting tools and things like that. I'm gonna do a whole episode on making like an atlatl. Spears, fishing spears differ from small game, things like that. So there's different tips you use. There's different lengths of arrows. There's different styles. So I want to go over all those too.
Yeah, and I was telling people in the chat, you also need to take into consideration which direction the wind comes from.
Yeah.
Before you set up your shelter, because like right now the storm is coming in. It's blowing in from the northwest.
Yep.
So you want your opening facing southeast.
Yeah, so you don't have that air blowing in. You want it going over the shelter, not coming into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I lucked out. I had it was like a little depression where I set up that big rock in the front of me. I would have protected all the sides and had that heat reflection off that rock too if I had a big fire.
Well, I'd have been closer to the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worry because you know what happened is embarrassing moment. I set up like a little lean-to one time, had a fire going, went to go get more wood, came back, the lean-to's on fire because it was too close to the fire. But that's because my stupid ass was like, I'm gonna throw extra wood on it so I could work longer. And it got too big and it actually caught the structure on fire. So it happens, but that's why you got to practice, so you learn the mistakes, you figure it out. So it's not the survival situation that you're failing on. It's a practice that you're failing on.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people can't start a fire. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, I had a young man who had just come back from Afghanistan. Okay. Yeah. He going to cook me a steak dinner over an open fire. So I handed him some newspaper and some kindling and 3 logs, and he goes out and he put the 3 logs on the ground. He put the kindling on top of the logs, all of it, the whole box of kindling, not just 1 or 2 pieces. He threw the whole box of kindling on top of the 3 logs and then put the paper up on top and lit it.
Poor kid. I bet he can hit a target from 200 meters away, but he can't start a fire.
Can't start a I mean, it was built totally backwards, totally. And I'm like, I sat there and never said a word. I'm watching him. And I'm like, I thought the Army taught you guys at least how to start a fire.
I could show you. We could use that ferrocerium stick or flint and steel too, and a bullet. I could show people how to start. I could take the bullet apart, pour the gunpowder down, and then you hit it with a spark, and actually it's like an intense burn. Burns real hot.
Yeah.
What do you need? Oh, yeah. You want to talk to them? All right. Jen's going to take over for me because I got to take a shower. I'm covered in smoke. I just smell like smoke, and I feel dirty. So I love you, Mona. I'm going to let Jen take over in case you want to say hi to her real quick.
Yeah.
And chat. We'll be back in a minute. Give me 1 minute. Let me just go take a shower real quick.
Yeah, something I was wanting to mention was when he was doing his fire, it's actually kind of good to keep it small like that while you're working because your body heat, you're generating heat, and you're not using that extra energy to build a bigger fire.
And you don't want to get the sweat.
Exactly. You don't want to be sweating. Exactly.
No, because if you get yourself sweating and you're out in that cold like he was going to be, you can get really, really sick because you got yourself sweating. So, hello, my Jen darling.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. We've been working on the Convoy of Honor. We've got us a theater this year indoors with a 2,000 seat theater. Great big. It used to be Tony Orlando's Yellow Ribbon Theater. It's now the Freedom Experience Theater. But we actually got that to have our hootenanny in this year. I actually get to put together an actual stage show. So I'm tickled to death. We still got the Black Oak Mountain Amphitheater, but I was looking for something inside Branson so that when we do our long convoy, we can end at that theater. And I'm going to try to put together a taste of Branson with some different restaurants set up inside, so you can go around and taste different foods and vote for the restaurant you thought was best represented themselves, and get coupons to go to those restaurants. So that should be fun. I'm working on it. I'm not making no guarantees yet. I mean, it's still early. I just got the theater Friday.
That sounds awesome, Mona.
So what have you been doing?
I got well, my stepfather is in the hospital because he fell down the stairs on Saturday night and broke his neck.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he had to go to the hospital yesterday, or what's today, Sunday? Friday night, I guess he fell. He didn't go to the hospital. He dragged himself to the couch and laid on the couch all night. And then the next morning, my mom called me and she's like, I'm worried about him. I'm like, why didn't you call the ambulance? So I came in here, I took one look at him, and I called 911.
Yeah. How bad did he break it?
He broke his C7.
Okay.
That's,
no disruption of the spinal cord?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's not paralyzed?
No, thank God. He was lucky.
Very lucky.
Very, very lucky. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a fracture in my C7.
Yeah, no fun.
Yeah. And they said it's so small though that they don't need to repair it, that it'll take, well, that was 5 years ago when they told me about it. So it's probably healed by now. I haven't had problems with my neck since.
Well, they're still doing, they want to do another CAT scan. They're trying to, they want to make sure that there's no bleeding on the brain, because we can't really figure out what exactly happened because he doesn't remember. I don't know if he blacked out at the top of the stairs or what, because he's got a pacemaker too. He just had a pacemaker put in right before Christmas.
Oh, Lord.
And then I got my mom, who last month, she also fell down the stairs and broke her foot. So she's in a boot. So neither one of them now can drive. So I'm pretty much got to take them wherever they have to go. And things are just really hard right now because with him being out of work, financially, we are not doing very well over here, but we're trying the best we can. I'm trying to help out as much as I can with her.
Did you ever get stuff straightened out between the ancestry and the bank?
Yes, I did. It only took 2 weeks for them to send me my card finally. So, and I'm waiting on, I had to wait for the card. And then they had sent me a different card I was trying to use at the ATM, and I found out it was only an ATM card. And then they never sent me the PIN, so I couldn't even use that. It was just a disaster, a complete disaster.
Well, sometimes if you don't know the PIN, you can just push the green button and it'll do it as credit.
No, I mean at the ATM. It was only an ATM card. You couldn't use it anywhere else but the ATM.
Oh.
So you have to have a PIN at the ATM.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got it fixed finally. That was some bullshit they pulled.
Yeah, they caused me a lot of freaking issues with that. I couldn't get any money out. I couldn't do anything. I didn't know what to do at that point. I was like, this is ridiculous. I get disability, and I'm sure Gabe, that's not really much. But I get it at the end of the month. So it's like the first of every month that I get it. So between that time and the first of the month, you try to keep as much money as you possibly can. And it's very stressful.
Well, you're going to be where you are.
Yeah. I gotta stay around here for a bit because I gotta help them out. You know, I don't.
Where's around here? What state are you in?
I'm in Jersey.
Oh, you're in Jersey. Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be about 4. I mean, I don't know how long he's gonna be in the hospital for. They haven't really given us a time frame on that. He was admitted last night. So yeah, probably, I would think maybe at least a week.
Are they going to put him in a halo?
Well, they were ruling. They were saying it was either going to be surgery or a neck brace. So they're saying that he might not need surgery, so he's going to have the neck brace like 4 to 6 weeks. Then he might have to go to rehab. The majority of veteran suicides, which then keeps him out of work for 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't know what I'm going to do for her. I'm trying the best I can to help her out as much as I can at this point. She's at the hospital now. My aunt is there. She'll be bringing her home tonight.
I told you not to get the other toilet.
And then, we'll go from there.
You get blown up by messages, I think. I don't know, but it's beeping really, really loud.
Yeah, that's him. He's getting text messages.
Well, I love you, but I'm going to back on out of here. I've been sitting here watching him build a shelter for 6 hours. So
yeah, I love you too, Mona. And for some reason,
I love you. I love you, Game Dev. Everybody else, I love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too, Mona. Have a good night.
You too.
Jay's phone for some reason is at 2%. And let me see if I can find a charger here. I don't think I have one, but let me see. Thought I saw one before.
I took a hammer to my computer once, but never a TV because I've never owned a TV. Don't want one, never will own one.
You don't have a TV?
Nope, don't want one. I got a computer. That's all I need.
Jay doesn't really like TV either. Well, if this ends, it's because he's got 2% on his phone, and I don't have a charger here. All I have is the plug in the wall, and I don't think that's going to reach. See if I have anything to plug it in with. See if I can make this before it dies. I'm gonna have to put you on the floor for a second, all right? Just give me 1 second here. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. All right. Let's see if this works. All right, so I plugged it into the wall. Hopefully he gets some kind of power to this phone, because otherwise I'm going to lose the stream here. I'm going to turn down the screen. Let's see if we can make this bigger. What is this? And how the hell did he? Nope, that's not it. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to figure out how to move this. Oh, okay, so that's how you move it. All right. Well, it's charging, so that's a plus. Looks like I
Well,
made it. What?
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. It was at like 1%. Let's see if I can make this higher up here. Is this broken? Are we missing these? Oh, that must be where it was broken. Okay, I see. Cool. So, what have you guys been up to? Anything?
Me, I didn't do anything today except for sleep.
Yeah, I would.
And I watched JJ stream. That's about it.
Yeah, I caught some of it, but I didn't get to, I was so busy. I didn't have time to, because I had to go to my cousin's, my cousin that passed away. Her kids, her one boy, he's like 12 now. He likes to do plays. So he was in a play tonight. He was in Shrek for school.
Nice.
So I went to go see his play because I haven't seen her kids in a couple years, and it was nice to see them.
I don't think I was ever in a play when I was a kid.
Yeah,
We didn't have any plays in our school.
They had
Our school sucked.
60. They had 65 students in this play.
Oh wow, that's a pretty big one.
Some were 7th graders, and the others were 8th graders. They did a good job. I thought they did a good job. I mean, for their age, But they had they didn't do the kiss, True Love's first kiss. They changed it to True Love's first embrace.
Well, it's understandable, but still, that's funny.
I don't know if it's because of the age of the kids or because of other factors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I think it's the latter on that one.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. But he played Papa Bear, so he was dressed as a bear, and he had two girls. He had the little girl that was the baby bear, and then they had the mama bear. And they had like all these dance routines they had to do. It was cute.
Sounds like it was fun.
It was all right. I mean, not for, for the people that are sitting there, it's a lot of, having to sit there, but they did a good job. And then he told me he's going to be in 2 more plays this year. So he wants me to come to at least 1 more of them. So I'll see if I can make it. And then her daughter was there too. So I got to see her too. And she's 14 now. So it was nice seeing them. It's just they're so grown now, got such little personalities. Who's that? Hey, Carol. Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Oh, Joe D's. Nelly. Hello, Nelly. And riddle me this. I missed some of the chats. Sorry, guys. So, anything new going on or just quiet today?
Did you know that I'm going to be moving back to Ohio?
I heard you were moving, but I didn't know where you were going.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving back to Ohio by the end of this year. Got to save up enough money to have a truck take all my stuff back there.
That's cool. Are you excited about that?
Hell yeah, I got to get away from this place. These people out here are just like, oh, I tell you
You're
what,
from California,
they're all about greed out here. Every single one of them that I've met. I don't know about everybody out here, but in the area I am, it's all about drugs and money. It's just pretty bad.
Yeah. You're in California, right?
Yep. Yes, I am.
I always wanted to go to California, but it doesn't sound so nice when everybody else talks about it.
Good place to visit. Good place to live. Hell no.
Maybe one day I'll visit it. I wouldn't want to live there either. But congratulations. I'm glad you got to leave finally.
He's gonna soon.
Yeah.
You want that down?
Is it broken? Because I just tried to do that. Oh.
Carol Burton, I don't know where I'm going to be at yet. I'm just now starting to save money for coming back. Haven't got an apartment yet, but my friend Mike said he was going to get me. He's got that in for me.
Oh, well, that's nice. That sounds exciting. I'm glad you got out of you're getting out of California.
Cali sucks. That shower felt nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to take one myself.
Yeah. I'm about to bring everybody back over to the camper.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go back to the camper.
JJ, no random wieners on screen.
I was gonna too. I was gonna, but not today. maybe later
What?
when I'm not on camera.
Oh,
Wow.
he's a funny guy.
Ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
Funny guy. Anyway,
What is that?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of that. Still getting dressed here. What's up, dog?
No, I've never seen the permission slip for the school plays. Why they got a lot of stuff on those? We got 6 inches of snow today.
Yeah.
Deb, you might want to change your mind. Angelina. Nah, he probably would rather be in snow than be in Cali, right, Deb?
Yep, I'll deal with the snow before I deal with the assholes out here. True.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I came out here to get away from the snow, and the assholes out in Ohio came out here and learned these people were 10 times worse. I thought that what I thought was an asshole in Ohio is like your best friend compared to the assholes out here.
So your best friend.
Yeah, that's how we feel about Jersey too. Like Jersey, I don't know, it's just this feeling that you get when you're in this state. It's just like a mean feeling, you know? You go to other states and you feel more relaxed. As soon as you hit Jersey, it's like, ugh, Jersey.
Do you want all that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that.
Okay.
Finish that. Probably not tonight though. Probably do it tomorrow.
Oh, all right.
Do you need it tonight?
I'm just asking if I should leave it here or bring it back and put it in the
No, I'll just put it in the washer.
All right, cool.
Well,
It smells like smoke.
I'm gonna give you back to Jay here.
Well, I'm gonna go remove
All right.
that.
Thank
He's
you
gonna
for the update on Dad.
Oh, no problem.
We're
Thank
sending him
you.
prayers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I showed him The other night I showed him all the prayers and the hearts in the chat while he was laying there. I was trying to make him feel better, and he had a smile on his face. So he appreciates it. All right.
Taking it.
There you go.
Oh, I'm connected
Yeah,
to the
I know,
wall.
because you were dying.
do
Bye,
you mean?
Jen. Have a good one, Jen.
You too, Game Dev. I'm sure I'll talk to you again soon.
She'll be with us in a minute.
All right.
Is that water over here?
Probably from my shoes.
Oh.
Here.
All right. Well, it's there. Oh, like a lot.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right.
I'm gonna take a couple of those.
Okay.
I like those.
I'm gonna have to help my mom in the house with that slip out there.
You let me know if you need a hand.
So.
It's stacked up out here now.
I know.
So you know.
All right.
I'm gonna go. Oh, you got your foot right in the water I was talking about. All right. Yeah, I know. My poor girl. There's like a quarter-inch of snow on the ground now. It's not that ice stuff that was falling before. It's
Well, that's
actually
good. That stuff was starting to get scary. Like when you were walking, the whole ground was shining.
yeah,
It was
dude. Yeah, it was
like,
bad.
holy shit.
It was like one. It turned into a sheet of ice and everything. All right, let me plug you guys in quick here. I'll give Jen some light out there. All right, I'm gonna try not to step in a puddle myself. Oh. Now we gotta take you out of this mount. Oh shit. Oh, I did bring it. Okay. I keep screwing everything up today. There's so much to go on. Uh-oh. We're gonna lose you. Come on.
Yeah, you need to plug it in as soon as possible, just so you know.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, I gotta charge it. Here. Oh. Boom. Woo! Alright, we're charging again. Now I gotta switch this over there. It doesn't reach. Oh well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I'll figure this out. I will. I just ashed in the ashtray and it started sparking up on me. There's Jazzy. I don't need Jazzy. I need the damn plug. There it is. Ugh. No. No, don't die. Don't die. Okay. All right. You guys are safe now. It's okay. We're gonna be all right. Right? Yeah. All right, Bixby. I'm gonna take that button. Oh my God. I'm gonna take the fucking thing. Thank you, Carol. I just saw that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get in the chat in a second here. Let's see. Some light. Doesn't look like a dungeon in here. I went and played around with a bunch of shit last night in the camper and figured out that I could fit my table under the one side that I sit on, so I can open up the middle here and have more room without having a table in the middle. Because space is limited in these things. There we go.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, man. All right, so I'm back. Thank you, Kim. California. Yeah, I know. Kim lives in California too. So we found what we're doing first, guys. We're gonna hang out in Jersey for I'm assuming a couple weeks, maybe a week or two, maybe 3, till everything's settled down. We can get Jen's stepdad up and moving. Maybe her mom's foot will get better. We're gonna help them out until they don't need us. And then my uncle also needs help. So it works out that we're here and staying here. But I was hoping to get on the road because I got to work. That's the problem. And I have jobs lined up and down the East Coast. The problem is I can't get to them if I'm here. So we're going to try to figure out a way to get some work around here. In the meantime, I'm going to call up a couple customers, see if they need anything done, and try to make a few bucks in the meantime. But yeah, and I'm just going to keep doing videos. We're going to keep showing you guys the progress for the camper and the truck. I got to go get a couple 2x4s and some lumber to make the truck what I need it to be in order to keep it moving. So that truck's getting dropped off on Tuesday. It's going to get a couple things fixed on it, so that way we don't have to worry about that when we're towing the trailer. But what do you guys think, man? I mean, some off-road or some off-grid stuff today, some survival skills. My phone is still dying, even though it's charging. Okay. We got to fix this. I don't know what happened to this other charger I had. It was like a supercharger. There it is. We found it. Yep. This is the one I need. This thing is a C to C. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kim, you know, that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to be around. You're not supposed to run and hide. When you hear, Uncle Dave just had a triple bypass, you don't go, oh, well, that's so bad. You're supposed to, is there anything I could do to help? On your free time, go visit Uncle Dave, because Uncle Dave probably doesn't feel too good right now. And he would like some visits, and it would be nice. And you guys should really, when it comes to family, you should go and visit your family, even when something's not wrong. Like, go and say hi before, Grandpa's dying in a hospital bed. Go spend time with them now. If anything, if you learned anything in the last 2 years, is that tomorrow's not guaranteed. So, you're supposed to be there for your family. You're supposed to help them. I slacked off for a number of years. I wasn't the best family member at the time. I slacked off. Life gets busy. You start doing stuff, and the time that you tried to make for them, it starts to slip. So try to see them as much as you can. I bet there's grandma right now sitting home going, man, I really wonder how so-and-so's doing. It'd be really nice to see them. Problem is, a lot of people don't talk about what's in their head, and then by the time they do, it's too late. So you should go and see those people. Spend some time with them. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, remember. Damn it, Jen took my lighter. Oh, no, she didn't. Yes, I got the lighter. Smoke time. Smoky break. All right. Oh, I need. Woo! Gelato. Sorry. Family isn't always blood. That's right, Carol Burton. You guys, I'm not physically blood related to any of you, yet we still have a better connection and a better relationship than a lot of people have with their family, which is not good. But at the same time, it's good that you do have somewhere to go. It's good that we build something, Hey, what's up, Dev?
Yeah, that's one of the main problems with my family. You try to go see them, and they turn it into a war. It's like, My sisters are pretty bad about getting together with family. They yell at each other. They yell at everybody that comes. We
Oh,
dread getting together with our family because of that.
uh, yeah,
I
see,
wish I had a better family.
Kim knows she lost someone 9 years ago. She was taken care of. It's not easy, like what the squirrels are doing too. Like with Dad. Um, it's not easy to sit there and watch someone, face the worst years of their life. And unfortunately, there's a reason why I stay outside over here, and I don't want to get in the way of people's lives. I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to be a problem. So I stay, I keep their life separate from my life. Jen goes in and out of the house a lot. I primarily stay out here. But it's hard because I know that they need help inside, and I don't want to take over for someone that's already doing that job, you know. But now her stepdad has a broken neck, so they're going to need help. And I know as a man how hard it is to say, I need help. So I just offer it and I do it. And then I hope that it's the right thing because sometimes, you might get yelled at. But like their door was a little sticky, so I fixed it. The cat ripped the trim off, so I threw that back on. I just want to make sure that he doesn't have to worry while his neck's healing. I don't want him to have to stress out because there's going to be things that pop up, and we'll take care of it for now. That's what you're supposed to do. Carol Burton, I'm so sorry to hear that. See, lucky Melinda lived right like down the road from her mom. And that's the thing is with this travel thing that we're doing, why I get so weird out about having to come back is because I hate being away from my kid. I hate it. I hate being 30 minutes, let alone 4 hours or 8 hours or 2 days. Or it drives me nuts that if something were to happen, I want to be there immediately. And it's hard, as a parent or as a kid to try to separate yourself at a distance from the people you care about. But, you have to be able to know when it's time to walk away or when it's time to leave or when it's time to just let things be the way they're supposed to be. That's why I have the camper though, so I don't overstay my welcome at anybody's house or anything. But it worked out in this instance. We're right where we're supposed to be. And when this is done, then we can move on to the next person that needs help and the next person. But I can't get over that picture, Deb. It's something like out of a video game, it looks like.
No, that's a picture of you sitting there with your light above you eating out of your can.
That's crazy.
I snapped it from your video. I've got another one too.
That's pretty dope, though.
I chose that one because it looks more impersonal. The other one has your face showing, like, you know what I'm saying? That one's more like it was captured when you you didn't know anything was going on and you were just sitting enjoying.
Yeah, I forgot all about the camera for a couple times. I've just kept working, forgot all about it. Oh man, I'm gonna have to knock the snow off the ceiling of this pop out. I don't want it to stack up on there. Actually, to be honest with you, I should be blasting the heat in there so it just melts right off. Give me a second here.
Here's a better one I got with a little bit of flameage.
Oh, that's cool. That's sick, man. I never think like people do that, but I guess, if there's a good shot, that's pretty awesome that you caught it.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to crank the heat in this fucker. Hold on. Let me get all my stuff kind of centered here. I'm going to put the heater in a horrible spot. Let's see how it holds up. I don't know how campers do with these pop outs in the snow. I can't imagine they're built for snow. So let's see. I'm hoping I don't wreck my camper by leaving that pop out open, but I can't. There's this small spot that me and Jen will sit where I'm sitting now. You could sleep here. But you know, I'm too long. Like I'm too long. My body's too tall for this spot itself. So I'm not comfortable sleeping here. But we'll fall asleep here, like watching TV. We've been watching Ozarks, the series. So we'll do that at night. We'll sit here and hang out. But I have to get up and go over there because my legs get cramped, and because of this angle of this pad that sticks out, it doesn't give you much room to really like maneuver. So if me and Jen are in this tight spot, it's like it's horrible. So I got to get up and go over there at some point. Now tonight, I don't know how it's gonna work because usually I just have the heater facing in there and it's about 73, 75. But I'm going to have to keep it hotter to keep that snow off the top of this thing. We'll see. Every day is a challenge. Every day is a new adventure here. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. That is a nice picture. Bee's back. Hey, Bee. Oh, it's cool. I'm not sure how much snow we're supposed to get. They do? All right. They use a canopy over it. Damn. I'll have to get something. I'm not really expecting to stay in the snow very long, but our situation has changed, so we'll be in the snow for a little longer. I guess we'll teach you how to survive in a camper in northeast of the United States. I'm back, bro. I'm back. I made it out of the woods. Under normal circumstances, once I'm out there, I'll stay out there. But I wasn't too far from home here, so I don't recommend ever doing that. Ever trying to walk back and find your way out at night, especially if you're somewhere you don't know. Like I had no idea where I was. I walked in on purpose like that, but make a tarp, yeah. Patriot Mama. I was thinking about that. I'm just trying not to have. Number one, I'm trying not to have the camper look like it's being lived in out here. So I'm trying to like really keep a low profile, even though all the neighbors know, you know, who we are and what we're doing live, you know, the live show and all that. But, you know, I'm trying to still keep a low profile and I don't want it to look too redneck, you know? So.
True.
Because I could have like, you know, I could set up a freaking elaborate, you know, tarp system over this. I have like a 50-foot tarp. No, it's a 20 by 30. I have a 20 by 30 tarp that I could drape over this whole thing. But it's at that point, I want it to look like it's kind of being stored in the back of the house here. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I might have to do something about the snow. I'm hoping that the heat on the fabric will just melt it off and not, because the weight of the snow is what I'm worried about. Not really the wet part. It's just the weight. So if I can melt it and have it drip off, opposed to having it stack up on something anyway. I hate the snow. I hate it. Patriot Mama, yeah, I agree. I could do that. There's you know those little carports? There's a frame of a carport in the trailer that's next to my camper. And I'm not sure what he's doing with it, but I could ask him when he comes home from the hospital and see if I could borrow it. I could use the frame, take a tarp, go over it, and have it go over that section of the camper. But all in all, I'm going to have to keep up with these snow maintenance on top of the camper, around the camper. It's just going to be something I got to deal with. It's not a big deal. We survived Hagerstown with 3 inches of snow on our tent. Our tent didn't collapse. I got to give it to Ozark Trail, man. They built a pretty decent cabin tent. But we woke up the one day, I'm looking at the side of the tent, and it's darker. I'm like, what the hell? I know it's morning, but it looks like muffled, the light. It's like filtered. What the hell's going on, man? I go outside. I go to unzip it, and this big sheet of snow just falls off the side of the tent because it got stuck to it. Remember the snow in Hagerstown, babe? Watch that cord. I was just telling everybody how the tent didn't collapse. But our other tent did. Our other tent collapsed. We had Ralph and Chris using that one. And they were at KOA. B, the pipes, yeah. And the camper, 0 water. I don't have any water in the camper. Not till I get further south. I don't want to take the risk of it freezing. Oh, thanks, baby. So, no water in the camper till we get further south. There's nothing that really could be affected by the cold in here other than that pop out part being out. So we're going to try to take precautions and knock the snow off if it accumulates, and we're going to try to keep it warmer. I'm hoping that the heater will blow in there, heat that spot up hot enough that melts out. You see what I'm saying? Does it feel warmer in there? Yeah. See how it works. I don't know. But yeah, we'll try.
I mean, that's really counting the snow. That's fine.
Patriot Mama. Now, we had I think it's a 10-person. I think it's a 10-person cabin tent by Ozark. It's an easy pop-up. Collapses in on itself. Pops out. You pull it up. It's like 5 minutes. I can have the whole tent up myself. Has lighting inside, a Bluetooth speaker. It's pretty well basically built. I mean, I got to give it to them. I've never had much luck with like Coleman or Ozark Trail, but I got to give it to Ozark Trail. This thing lasted the entire time in Hagerstown. It's still good. It still works good. I have it put away right now currently. Ow. Yeah, I'm good. I have it put away right now currently, but you know, springtime rolls around, summertime. I like tent camping. I'm gonna definitely do tent camping again. Jen might stay in the camper, but I mean, now she got air conditioning in here, the whole 9. I mean, if we had air conditioning in Hagerstown, we had to like run into Suit Mama or Nicole's camper every once in a while just to cool down. Thank you, girls, by the way. Appreciate that. Oh, Vin's in here. What's up, man? Thank you guys for all showing up. I appreciate it. Yeah, me and Jen are just taking it down. We're just relaxing right now. I mean, we're anticipating some stuff coming up next week. So we're waiting on the arrival of her stepfather to see, you know, what exactly needs to be helped with around here and stuff like that. Too old for tent camping. So camper, no camping.
Well, he was eating.
This is like glamping for me. This is a glamping thing. I don't like this form of camping. Now, for a survival situation, way better setup. This is a way better setup than a tent, being exposed to the elements, having to worry about a lot more factors. This has hard walls, hard ceilings, hardware. So it's a lot better setup for a bug out situation or a survival situation. That's what I'm all about. The camping's fun, hiking's fun, backpacking's fun. But my thing is bushcraft, survival, really ruggedness. I love the ruggedness of having to use the wilderness to help you and benefit you.
Hey, Jen. I seen you walk in and sit down.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my mom to get home so I can help her into the house.
B, thank you for looking into that. I appreciate it. I have some work I could do. All right. Now, the problem is Jen's going to have to get me there, then come get me. So I don't want to interrupt the day of anything that has to do with her stepdad or her mom. I don't want to interrupt any of that. So I have to get somewhere close around here. A lot of my old customers will come get me. Not a big deal. I could get some sub work with some other contractors I know. I just got to see what the plan's going to be for the next week or two, because we were planning on leaving like next week and getting on the road and starting to work. We were going to make our way down to Maryland, Virginia area. There's a whole bunch of places that we a bunch of subscribers that want us to do some work for them and some other people. So there's work down there. That was the plan. But now we're going to have to figure out something around here, which may be better, because I have to get some money together in order to actually do this trip at all. We're literally just going off of hope. We're hoping that this all works out. But it's better than what we had. So, Vin, man, I feel bad for you, brother. I hope you feel better. I knew you weren't doing good. I hate watching our family go through shit. Oh my God. Did you see how big the rock was in between those holes? You remember how I stopped digging the one hole next to it because there was a big rock? That was the same fucking rock. It went from the one hole through the other hole and tapped into the third hole. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. And it was like shaped like an ashtray, like long. It wasn't even like a cigar. It wasn't even like a normal round rock. Like, son of a bitch. Right, babe? I like your little poopy. Look. Jen's little poopy poop. So, that's what we were up to today, and that's the plan. But yeah, I love you, brother. Vin, you've been there for us the whole time. I love you, man. Yeah, B, that's the plan, man. The plan's basically to get some money together. See, we have this thing going on. We can't really get into it too much, but we're supposed to be coming into a few dollars. And really, that's what was supposed to happen already, and we wouldn't be in this situation, but it didn't happen yet. So we're waiting on that. That's going to be the big kicker that helps us through this whole thing. The other thing is the work, but that other thing we wouldn't have to worry about if I was going to work next week or not. We wouldn't have to struggle. So what happened, babe? Is it sparking?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. What did you do to it? Why is the ashtray sparking?
What'd you put in the ashtray?
I didn't put anything in the
This is
ashtray.
the foil.
What? What foil? Foil. Is it the foil that's doing it? No. It's the magnesium that I scraped in there. Because me and Mona were trying to figure out.
Oh.
She saw a different one on TV, I think. Because mine is just a metal one.
I
if it was magnesium or ferrocerium, I would freak out because that's a lot of fuel. That's a lot of fire starts right there. Do you need that?
Yeah.
There's more chargers in here. All right. Is that charged? Because there's a dead one. Is this the dead? This one's dead. I got so many of these charging packs, man. I had to number them, and I numbered them. I put stickers on them, and I put my name on them, and I still lose them. You think I make it easier to see it? So I guess we're gonna figure out what the next video is gonna be for the survival ones. You guys, let me know what you want to know next. I think we're gonna do the bug out bag for Dev.
Yeah, that would be freaking awesome. Something that I was thinking though is once the world does go crazy and fucking shit and everything, once we run out of our flint and steels and stuff like that, there's not going to be any manufacturing of that kind of thing. We got to have other alternates for when that shit runs out, because that'll only be a limited time. Hell yeah, I've got a quick fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be bow drill, a lot of bow drill, friction fire, bamboo fires. There's going to be fire rolls. Oh, fire rolls are awesome. Doing a whole episode just on fire starting, man. There's so many different ways to start fire, but more than likely, we'll have to start doing out of the box things, like lithium. You take lithium metal, you add some water to it, spontaneously combusts into fire. It has a thermal reaction, so you can do things like that. Sodium metal does the same thing with water. There's a lot of different reactions you can make to start fires too, chemical reactions. I don't know how YouTube does with mixing chemicals to make things like that. I don't think they're pretty keen on that. They don't like that stuff.
Actually, they're okay with it. Look up a guy. His name is what is it? Nile Red and Nile Blue. He does a lot of chemical experiments on his show, blowing things up, doing tons of cool chemical reactions and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he plays with like you were saying, lithium. Shows what happens when you tear a lithium battery apart and throws it in water, and it explodes so bad that his glass thing that he threw it in exploded into billions of pieces. It was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you're allowed to do chemistry on there.
I've seen a couple videos, like that's how I know about a lot of the stuff, but I just don't know if like feds are watching your channel, like not like they're not watching mine, but you know, I always try to stay clear of those alphabet boy triggers. You know how they like to just get you for whatever. Like if you were on like Capitol property and you were holding the sign, and all of a sudden they show up at your house. I wasn't doing that though. I wasn't there at J6.
Yeah, I know. But
Angelina,
yeah, you can definitely get away with that, especially because it's a survival show.
Oh yeah.
Like, why would they have a problem with that? I don't think they would, Jay. I think you're good.
Yeah, I think I could try that out. I'll experiment.
You're not on no watch list.
Oh, dude, I'm definitely on some watch list. Like when the police, like when 3 different agencies walk up and know you by first name down in DC, it's not a good thing. Hey Jay, come over here. I'm like, me? Like, you know me? This guy? Yeah, Jay. Yeah. Well, why would you know who I am already? They all watch, man. They all watch. They're waiting for somebody to say the wrong word and the wrong phrase to take it out of context so they could use it to try to prosecute you for terrorist things or trying to rally a riot or whatever it is. That's why when we go out and protest, we really got to understand the limits that we have. And I got to, even DOA, as much as I hate them, we did go to Virginia or West Virginia to the police station and try to talk to the police about the limits that we had as far as protesting, where we can protest, the volume, everything. We went and tried to research that. They wouldn't pay him any mind because he looks like he looked. I probably would have had better results if I went in. But you know how he gets all fucking hard when he sees cops. He's like, so I wanted to do it a little bit, more nonchalantly and explain what we were doing, and instead of just going in there and being like, we're going to do this. I want to talk to somebody about doing it. Like, that's not the right angle, But Angelina knows a lot of stuff too. That's awesome. We're gonna pull all that out, Angelina. Magnifying glass, solar ignition, like that. You could use a condom. If you fill a condom up with water and you make it like a balloon at the end, it's going to be a focal point you're going to need to find, but you basically can make solar ignition with a rubber. There's so many different ways that we could go over, because fire is huge. It's important, man. You can sterilize things with fire. You could stay warm with fire. You cook with fire. You could use fire as a form of, say we were making a log canoe, the way they used to do the dugout canoes back in the day, where they would burn the center of it out and they would hack it out with a hatchet. Then they would burn it, hack out the inside with the hatchet, burn it until they formed what they needed to. I make wooden spoons like that. But there's other techniques. So fire is huge in the aspect of survival. Fire is like essential. All the fire, all the survival shows you do, you watch on TV, they all do the same thing. Without fire, they can't drink the nasty, elephant poop water. Or without fire, they can't keep the bugs away. Or without fire, they can't keep the animals from coming into camp. So fire's huge. That's something that every survivalist should know. Several different ways to make fire. My kid knows like 12 ways to make fire. We didn't do the condom one with the kid. I don't think he's 14 now, but I don't think I'm weird with that shit. Let him figure all that out. But even a battery, we could use batteries to start, like electric. I can make fire right out of the hood of my car. I mean, I could just jump the battery. It's not a good thing to do, but you could jump the connection, the positive and negative, with like a wrench or a screwdriver or whatever fits between. And you can have on the one side where it throws the spark, your bird nest, and you can catch sparks off of that. It's really not recommended, but in a survival situation, you got to stay warm. You got to do what you got to do. I like the idea of doing a survival video of when it's snowing and you're stuck in the car on the side of the road. Now, Jen's going to have to drop me off for that somehow. And I'm going to have to be in a position where I'm not in the way of traffic, cops, plows, anything. So I'm going to have to be somewhere. It could just be right here, right in the driveway. Because at that point, as long as I'm in the vehicle and we're staying in the vehicle, we could figure it out. I just don't get out of the vehicle. It's death outside. Let's pretend 30 feet of snow. But it's hard. Car survival is hard because your vehicle's made up of metal, and metal is a horrible, horrible insulator. What it does is if it gets cold, it stays cold. It's harder to warm it up. So any kind of temperature outside, that's why cars heat up to 180 degrees with your dog's inside, because when the windows are up, that metal gets hot, and then the thermal energy from the sun keeps that metal getting more hot, more hot, more hot. And it's like an oven, but it goes both ways. It also retains cold. So you get in the car in the morning, your bottle of water that was in the cup holder is frozen because it got down to freezing temperatures inside of the vehicle. That's possible. There's barely any insulation. Glass doesn't insulate shit, and you got a lot of it surrounding the car. So you got a lot of glass where you're losing insulation. You got a lot of metal. The only thing you really got for insulation at that point are your seats. And unless you have a toolkit, you're not taking your seats apart to take the foam and press it against the sides of the car or anything. So you're going to have to do what you got to do. I always carry extra stuff in the truck to get myself out from being stuck. Extra power, like a jump pack in case my battery dies. An extra heat source, either it be blankets, a sterno, little cooktop sterno, to cook, to keep your food warm. Keep 1 or 2 of those in the truck or the car with you. That's something that if you had to, you can get like a block of something hard and doesn't burn very easy. You could take something and put it down and then put that on top of it. That little bit of heat from the sterno will keep you warm enough not to freeze. The name of the game is not freezing, not dying, not staying comfortable. Comfortable is a commodity or a privilege. All right. Comfortability is a privilege when you're surviving. If you're comfortable and you're surviving, you're doing great. All right. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to be cold. Your toes are going to be cold. Your fingertips will be cold. Your face will be cold. Something exposed will be cold. You have to really plan for the winter time. If you're in the Northeast in America and you get winters like we get, like this came out of nowhere. I was expecting a little snow. It's still going. It's still snowing. So you never know how much you're going to get. And if you venture out to Walmart and you do an hour of shop and you come out and there's 4 inches of snow on the ground and not a plow in sight, you got to weigh your options. Is it too dangerous to drive on the road, or do you stay where you're at? A lot of times, if you're driving already and conditions get worse and you have to pull over, I would always suggest pulling over under an underpass, like where there's an overpass going over you. You'll see motorcyclists do this in the summer with rainstorms and things like that. You'll see them underneath. During tornadoes, you see people hide underneath these things as well. And it's for a reason. It's because it's more coverage. When you're surrounded with snow in your vehicle, it's not only keeping your car colder, it's making it colder. It's like keeping an ice cube on the outside of your shirt. Eventually, that cold of the ice cube is going to get its way through the shirt, because it's going to cool the shirt down and it'll get to your skin, so you'll feel it. It's the same thing. So the cold of the snow is going to keep your car colder. So if you can get under one of these underpasses, you give yourself a bigger survivability rate by not having your car completely covered with snow. You could be under there with other people. You're safer in a group. You have a better odds of signaling for help or getting a call out for help. Being under the underpass, your car and your vehicle isn't buried in the snow, so it's easier to find you. Because if you're buried on the side of the road and they're plowing, they don't see your car on the side of the road. They can clip your car and hurt you or your vehicle. So you want to try to stay as exposed as possible. I would do this only because I'd want to find safety faster. I would get out of my car if I had to in a snowstorm and wipe the top of my car off to expose the color difference from the snow as opposed to that little square or whatever you clean off. And if you have a red car, yellow car, a high visibility color, it also would be helpful. But even the color difference for someone flying above to survey the damage, you can at that point even write help in snow on top of your hood in the negative. Anything you can do. I would want to try to stay visible though, especially to the air, because at that point during a big storm, after a big storm, they're going to cover it with a helicopter or a plane and survey what the damage is on the highway, because to plow their way through the highway after a big storm like in Buffalo or whatever, you'll see it all the time. They have to go slow. They can't just slam through the snow because there's vehicles, there could be dead people, there could be whatever. So they have to take their time. And the fastest way to survey that area would be in the air. So you want to stay visible to the air. You want to keep food in your car. I mean, like something you can eat quickly, something you can prepare without having to heat it up. Snacks. I mean, snacks are the best because like chips, pretzels, things like that. But you really want to have like canned stuff too, like a can of peanut butter, a lot of protein in that. Calories. You want calories. You want carbs. You want fat. You want to have an intake of a good caloric intake, at least 2,000 calories a day. So, what's that? Furniture pads and truck. Oh, that's a good idea too. I didn't think of that, Angelina. That's really smart. Furniture pads in the truck. The Poconos, you know, Vin, horrible up there, man. The weather is out of control. The food packs in the car, yep, from Walmart. Yeah, they got those. They got like MRE packs. You can get MREs from a military surplus. I usually have an MRE in the truck at all times. But we do have like canned soup and things like that because I have cooking devices and everything on me all the time. But like Chef Boyardee things like that, like easy, eat it out of the can if you can. Even there's ways to cook on your engine. I don't recommend cooking anything in the can that you buy it from, like a canned item, like canned vegetables, Chef Boyardee, anything like that. The insides of the can are lined to let the food and everything not, and the preservatives not rust or deteriorate the can. So to cook in it releases those chemicals into the food. It's not good. But if you had to, while your car is running, the headers of your car act like a little oven. If you have tin foil, you could bake potatoes on there. You could, heat hot dogs up, whatever. There's so many hacks to life and different survival situations. It all depends on what you're working on, Yeah, jar of peanut butter. I'm telling you, peanut butter is a great survival food. Great. Now keep in mind, like I said, the comfortability part, right? The comfortability. Some people have peanut allergies; they can't do it. But the comfortability part is out the window in a survival situation. So you're not going to eat the jar of peanut butter till you're full. You're going to eat a couple scoops. Let your stomach settle down. Drink some water. Relax. Okay, go as long as you can before having to eat again. You have to ration your food out when you're in that kind of situation. You don't know if it's going to be 6 hours, 6 days. So you have to ration your food out. Aluminum pot and skillet. Yeah, man. Cowboy style beans. I know, B, and that's so bad. It's so bad. I know it. I know you can cook in the can. I just, with nowadays, with all the chemicals and things they do with this stuff, I don't really I don't advise it. Vinny says keep a hot plate in the car. Power inverter. That's a very good idea. The only problem with that is the car's got to be running to run those power inverters most of the time for a hot plate, or you're going to drain your battery real fast. You drain your battery real fast and help arrives, then you have a dead battery and you go to drive out and you can't get on the road that was just plowed because your battery's dead. But the hot plate power inverter, awesome idea. See, that's why with the truck, I'm throwing solar panels and they're hooking up to a battery system that I have in the back of the bed. So I don't solely have to rely on the truck itself. And I'll have the solar panels to replenish the power I'm using in the power inverter, while I'm using it during the day. At night, it's going to be draining directly off the batteries. So, it's for fun. But yeah, that's the thing. Power. Being prepared, man, is everything. Being prepared is everything. I can't stress it enough. Make sure you always have everything you need in the back of your car. So there's bug out bags. There's get home bags. Then there's like EDC, everyday carry stuff. All right. Everyday carry things. Like I got little everyday carry devices that I get all the time as little gifts because my family and friends know me. Like this is a electric lighter, windproof lighter. It's like a little plasma lighter. All right. So this, I keep stuff like that in the car. It's rechargeable. So even if this thing runs out of fire, right? Even if that just runs out of fire one day, I'll have this as a backup in the car. I can recharge it. It goes off USB. So I always have these extra chargers. I'm over prepared, if anything, over prepared. I have more stuff that I don't need than I do. But that's because I like to make sure that Jen's comfortable. So that comfortability factor, right? That usually isn't there with survival. I bring it to the table because I plan ahead for that. Like if we were to go really far and we weren't bringing the camper, I would probably throw our travel potty in the back of the truck. I had it in Hagerstown the whole time. It's just a comfortability factor. If you're going to have to be out in these elements and doing these things, it's better that you're at least somewhat comfortable. It makes it more bearable. But it depends on what you got. If you have a Honda Civic, you can't fit a million things like you can a pickup truck. So we're going to go over small bags of things that you can keep in your car, in your truck, that will not only help you stay visible in an emergency situation, but it'll help you survive that. So we have a lot of different things too. Like we have electric blankets for the house. We have electric blankets that are 12 volt for the truck. That one just went. We had it at the beginning of the year. Something happened to it, but that heated blanket's dead for the car. But I have the parts out of it, and the heating elements still heat up and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out how to utilize that. Maybe if I have a water tank in the truck in the back for water, I could use that around the water tank so that doesn't freeze. I've been thinking of a million things to use it for. Still haven't come up with one. But yeah, little solar chargers, Yellow Rose. I hate to say it, I was against solar stuff because it was so expensive back in the day. But now that it's become more affordable, my solar kit was like $150 or $170 per kit. And I have two. So I have 8 solar panels, solar chargers, the whole nine with the wires and all that, like $300-400. There's way cheaper sets and way cheaper stuff that you can get. A C19 bag. Yeah. You just never know, Linda. Never know. They could say bridges, airports, train tunnels are shut down and you're stuck wherever you are. They could do it. They've done it. They've done these things to us. So make sure you always have your stuff with you. See, Angelina knows. She's prepared. She's been prepping for a little while. She's got some EDCs, some everyday carrying stuff with her all the time. Paracord bracelet. Paracord bracelets are great. And people think, what are you going to do with that little bit of string, right? Well, people don't understand that if you open a piece of paracord, it's made up of a bunch of different strands of cord. So that little, 10-foot piece of rope now becomes a 100-foot piece of string. So, and you saw today, I used fishing line to put that structure together. It wasn't perfect. If I had to survive the night, I'd be good. But off of fishing line. So that's something that you might have in your car if you're a fisherman. If you're an outdoors person, you might have that with you. So we use that today. But usually I would love to build with paracord. The only problem is I hate cutting paracord. I hate cutting it. So nothing to do with the cutting process itself. It's just I like long lengths of rope. Paracord is very strong. If I was building a more permanent structure, paracord all the way, 550 cord, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there's different scenarios. Like today was just a survival. It wasn't a bushcraft. Bushcraft videos, we're going hard. We're going to go back to the same spot. We're going to be really working on a structure that is a long-term survival structure, like a cabin almost would be my bushcraft shelter. Today was just like a couple. That was an advanced shelter. Usually I can make a debris shelter in minutes, but I tried to take my time and show some different methods of making a wall, making your tarp setup efficient, how to get your main support beam to stay up. I didn't use everything I should have. I should have used thicker posts. I should have used a lot of other stuff, but it's what I had right there. I wasn't trying to go run around the forest looking for stuff. I wanted to use what I had. What's the weather like, babe? It sounds like rain now. So we had sleet to come down the mountain, snow while I ate dinner and took a shower, and now we got rain. If tomorrow's 80 degrees, we'll have all the different kinds of weather in one day. You all right? Huh? The truck backing up? Is it the tow truck for that pickup? If they're gonna repo that truck, they're gonna come in the middle of the night. Our neighbor's getting their truck repoed. It's not like it's not a bad thing. It was her dad's. The dad's not around anymore. They don't want it. They can't make payments, so they're just gonna come get it. Does it look like a van? Might be a tow truck. Well, they're not gonna have lights on. Like, they're tow lights. Oh, down there at the bottom. Yeah. Well, it's only 150 yards away. It's an easy shot. So, what's that? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the price came down, Yellow Rose. It's good because we really need efficient power sources and fossil fuels. It's going to take time, but they're going to eventually run out. And we have to be ahead of that. Honestly, hydrogen makes the most sense. Our planet is basically covered in free gas, but we're not utilizing it right. I don't know. I could do that too. I could show you guys how to make a hydrogen generator. You use electrolysis, basically, is you electrify the water and it separates the elements, and then you have oxygen and hydrogen come out, and the hydrogen you can make go into a holding tank where it becomes pressurized, and then you can release that and have a steady supply of flame to cook with, heat, whatever. I've watched a lot of videos on it. There's people that run their vehicles off of it, generators. Vinny, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. Look at me. They called us all crazy a couple years ago. Now look at us. Now look at us. All right. Look in the mirror. You're alive. You made it through. And half the shit that we said, chemtrails, which are real, all these conspiracies, they're all coming out that they're real. So you're only a conspiracy theorist until you're proven right. And they don't like to do that often. So the more you talk about stuff, the longer it takes to come out. Yes. Pallet buildings. It makes so much sense. I'm not sure if it was Kim or somebody the other day. They said that pallet wood for the truck, they're like, you should use pallet wood. It's good wood, and it is. Usually, it's a hardwood, oak or maple, or I've seen them made out of everything. These things, and it is good wood. You have to know what you're working with, but for a build like I'm doing, I might be able to use pallet wood. If I had a table saw and I could rip the planks straight and make it nicer and all that, I would probably use pallet wood. But I have so many houses that I worked on where there's so much material laying around that I could call them and be like, hey, can I come grab those 2x4s out of your garage? They'll be like, take them. Yeah. So I just got to go around, collect some stuff. That's all. But like I said, man, money is an issue right now. And when it's not, it won't be an issue. So we're working with what we got. What are they doing, babe?
That's also something that I want to do when I do my bug out bag. I
Yeah.
don't want it to be things that you have to buy that are expensive. I want to find ways of making the bug out bag without having to have stores, because eventually, stores aren't going to have products for you to put in your bags.
Yeah.
So you're going to have your bug out bag that you can source locally in your areas, like going and getting some sap from trees for using to help start with your fires and stuff like that.
Pine pitch. Yep.
Mhm,
That's
yep.
like, it's nature's glue, man. It's like nature's rubber. It's like nature's cement.
Mhm.
Pine pitch. I'm going to use pine pitch a lot on this show. I use it as a candle. I use it as, to bind my shirt to my arrowhead, or my arrowheads that I make out of shirt and flint to my shafts for the arrows or spears. It really is like glue. Like back in the day when they were building cabins, they would use the pine tar. They'd have these pine tar facilities, and the pine tar would be coated on the outside of the logs and things like that, especially if they buried them to use them as like shoring or anything like that. The pine pitch or the pine tar would be used. It's a huge resource, huge. It was a big industry back in the day too, early 1700s. Like it was huge industry. But yeah, you're right. You can't just walk out to Walmart after Walmart gets, robbed for everything it has eventually. Because as soon as there's another problem in this country, people aren't going to wait around for the economy to completely collapse. They're going to go out and they're going to do worse than what they're doing right now. And everyone knows what they're doing right now. They're doing. There's been more car chases in New Jersey on Route 80 this year than I've ever seen ever in my entire life, all put together. And like more people are stealing cars, more people are robbing like Home Depots and Walmarts and Targets, and they're running into jewelry stores and robbing the cases and running out. Like the balls on these criminals, man. And it's going to be a matter of time before these business owners like Walmart, when are they going to get armed security guards? Like I know there are a couple Walmarts with some, but like, I mean, if your store's getting hit every other day, then body somebody and watch it stop. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying make an example of somebody. You want it to stop, make an example of them. Hammurabi's code of law, eye for an eye.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now with me doing that to Jeffy boy. Everybody's left me alone. They stopped restreaming me. They've left me alone.
You get caught stealing, you chop off their hand. That's it. They ain't gonna steal again. So I don't know. I think we're way too lenient on these laws regarding criminals stealing and robbing people and making the prices of all of our economic goods go up due to shrink. And it's when a company has enough losses, they have to increase prices to come up with the damages. So it's all these scumbags that are, stealing garbage bags full of shit with masks on, because masks are okay now. I just can't believe there haven't been more bank robberies or any of that because of the masks, but I'm sure there has been, just hasn't been publicized because they don't want people doing it more.
True.
But there's so much out there in essence of survival or prepping. It's a lot to touch on. And like stuff like you're talking about, like a bug out bag or a get home bag. A get home bag's different. A get home bag is you have all your prepping shit at home, and you just need to get from, let's say, New York to my house, a couple hours away. So you'd have a bag that if your car died, EMP attack, let's say, EMP Your car is controlled by computers. Your car will not move on the highway anymore, especially if you're in one of these newfangled Teslas or some shit. You're dead in the water. If you got like a 69 Vet or like a Chevelle or something, carbureted, the only thing running the computer is for the fucking the radio and the heat and stuff, you're good. You're gonna be fine. But I'm saying, you know, these new things, you're gonna be dead in the water. So a get home bag would be the essentials to just get yourself home, to just get, you know, a day or two's worth of stuff of hiking back to your house. You want a lightweight pack, nothing over 30 pounds, or else it's going to start becoming super uncomfortable. You're not going to need a hatchet and an axe and all that shit. You know, a get home bag, you're going to have something to stay warm outside. You're going to have something to stay dry outside, some food, water, fire starting, and that's it. Maybe an extra jacket, a rain jacket. You don't need much. You're just getting back to your house where all your resources are. A bug out bag is a lot different. You're not hiking with this thing. This is getting thrown into your car or your truck or your motor, whatever, and you're going to be taking off with this bag. The bag's going to have everything you need to survive for a long period of time. That's a bug out bag. Now, I have bug out locations. So what I do is I have we'll have that box that I showed at the beginning of the other video where I have everything. It's a bug out box. It's everything I need to stay alive for like weeks, months. I could build a whole house out of the box. So that's different. That's always in my truck. That's ready to go. But that right there, say I was stuck between my spot now and my bug out location that I'm going to head to. Say it be my, you know, sister's house in PA, or, you know, John Dickerson's house in Maryland, or wherever. Say I'm going somewhere else. That box just really got to get me to that other location. So it depends on your plan. It depends on where you are. If you're in the city, your needs are going to be different. You're going to need a bolt cutter. The bolt cutter, why? Because if you're in the city area and you got to get to resources, more than likely everything is locked, padlocked, chained up. If you got to get over a bridge and there's a gate to get on the bridge, you got to be able to get through that lock to get through that gate. So bolt cutters in the city, absolutely necessary. The little collapsible ones that fit in a backpack, you don't want to walk around with this shit hanging out. You look bad, but you want to have it. I mean, lock picking kits are good too, but you have to get familiar with them and gain that skill over time. But bolt cutters, a crowbar, like it's basically burglary tools in the city. You want to be able to get in to a safe place or out of a not safe place at any time. A backpack, your backpack should have, say you're in a setting like in China, okay, where they locked everyone in their apartment building. That's a bug out situation to me, where they start locking people in their house. I'm bugging out. I'm going out. I'm leaving. So if they try to lock you in the building, you want to have tools with you to get out. So, I mean, I have like things like metal grinders, like, you know, 12-volt battery operated metal grinders, things like this. Like these are all in different spots depending on where I am. What's that? Are they doing games? What? Here, let's turn on the light for them. You know what? I'll be right back, guys. Go. I'll be right back. Actually, yeah, I'll be right back.
Hey guys. What's going on?
Hey, Jen.
Hey.
Did
Jay
your
had
mom ever
to
make it there?
What?
Did your mom ever make it there?
No, she hasn't gotten home yet. And then some weird car just see. We live on a dead end, so anyone that comes down here, like you can see them. And someone just backed up down the road by my driveway and then took off. I don't know who it was, but Jay just went to see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But it's very icy out, so I'm guessing that she should be on her way home, but my aunt's driving, so. Do you take the lighter? What is that? Hold on 1 second. I keep hearing weird noises. No, no, yeah. Okay.
Do you mean the clicking noise?
No, I heard something outside, but it's Jay.
Okay. Because I keep hearing some clicking noise. It's really weird.
That's the rain hitting the top of the roof.
Oh, wow. It's that loud.
Yeah.
Look at it. It was the plow truck salting.
Oh, that's good to know.
caught him though.
It was weird though, right? I never seen that.
He was just going super slow to spread the salt.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well,
more
listen, it's
efficiently.
better to be,
okay.
check it out. Yeah.
Well, of course I'm going to check it out. Anybody comes down that street, I'm going to drive right into them. No reason to come down here unless you live here. I will chase them down. Why? Because I can. Hey, where's the lighter?
I used the black one.
What in Sam
No.
Hill? Oh, here it is.
Don't lose that.
Yeah. All right.
It's all good, guys. It's just the salt truck.
We're good. I just wanted to demonstrate my response time to a possible threat. There's no possible threat. Excuse me. Maybe it's my lungs. Joshua's here.
Hi, Joshua.
Yeah, it's sleet out. It's pretty nasty, guys. But yeah, I just wanted to go make sure that vehicle knew its way out. We don't take kindly to strangers around here. Babe?
Yeah. What? You want coffee?
How did you know that?
Because you're staring at the cup.
You're so
Where's
smart.
the blue cup? Is it still outside?
The blue cup's out on the wall. I left it there when I left it before.
Alright.
I said, Jen, the blue cup's here on the wall.
Alright. Give me a few minutes.
Oh, man. All right, I hear you, Vin. I hope you feel better, Vinny.
Aw.
Damn, bro.
Sorry, Vin.
Oh, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's you know, there's a lot of times that we're gonna do stuff like that. Now that was just like I haven't done a survival video yet. I had to do something because it was supposed to already be happening this week while we were on the road and all that, but things got a little jumbled up. I had my son's birthday party, then my uncle and all this other stuff happened before. So now we gotta get the truck fixed. We wouldn't be on the road anyway, and it just so happened that her stepfather broke his neck the other day. So this is what we're playing out, the cards that were dealt, and we're surviving. So
mom is extremely grateful to have us here.
And her mom's very happy that we're here, which is awesome because I thought it was going to be the opposite, like we were a burden because we're over here. I was actually trying to get out of here last week, but too much stuff was going on, so we're here still.
Hello?
Uh.
All right, I'll be right out.
All right, make sure she don't fall.
Yeah, I know.
And if she says anything about the ice on the deck, I'm gonna go shovel it. So just let me know, because it should go away with the rain. But actually, do you want me to just go shovel it?
No, you're fine.
Because I don't have a shovel and I don't know where Steve keeps his.
Yeah, I don't need that. You're good.
Sure. All right. Well, Jen's mom just got home. She has a broken foot, and it's icy out. B, don't say that. Don't say that, man. Don't say I'm going to be iced in. No, don't say that. I don't want to be iced in. We're going to set that tarp up so many different ways too, guys. Like that little tarp I got. It's really not sufficient for what I need, but it's small. But it does what it needs to do. It keeps you dry. Keeps the wind off you. Yeah, Josh, it's just the weather is so freaky over here. Earlier, while we were filming on the mountain, it was like sleet. The whole ground was like a garden of ice. And then it turned to snow. And there's it's slush right now. Like I totally forgot that. And I took off down the road after that truck. And I wasn't flying because you can't fly through here. The roads are like this and they're this skinny. But I was going quick and I forgot that it was slippery out. And I seen the truck out the corner of my eye up another street and I hit the brakes and I was like, I figured it out real quick. Yes, flamethrowers, Angelina. I've always made things like that growing up. Like I always wanted to make stuff. But the closest I got to flamethrowers was a can of WD-40 and a lighter. I watched a kid blow his face off one time with that. Well, it didn't really blow his face off, but it did light his eyebrows on fire and his hair, gave him burns. And yeah, he messed him up pretty good.
Yeah, Josh, you did fall asleep. I woke you up. That I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and someone shut off your phone. So,
It was probably Bird. Bird probably came over and was like, beep. He's going to sleep. Oh, man. Dialysis sucks. I wish they had better ways to treat us, man. It seems like I feel like we got cell phones, right? That do all this crazy stuff. We have robots. We got smart people. Like, why are we still using barbaric techniques to fix things? I don't know. I hope in the future we have painless medicine where they just stick a pin in your brain. You don't feel nothing. They do whatever they do.
A pen in my brain. What you talking about?
Yeah. Think like
a tracking pen?
no, like acupuncture. Like a pin in your brain, like a pressure point. You know, they just find that spot and they're like, that controls his left finger. Think no pain to the left finger. They operate on the left finger, pull the pin out, you're good. That I don't know. I feel like there's other ways that we haven't unlocked yet to treat us, you know? Or maybe some things we already did unlock and it's lost knowledge. Like, why was bloodletting a thing? back in the day. Like the Mayans, Egyptians, all these cultures from all over the world felt that draining the blood from your body cleansed you somehow. Some weird ideas, but why were they doing it so much? Did it work? You know? I know, Josh, that's why. They had the solution. They've taken them away. That's what these natural herbs, everything on the planet is here to help us. If there's something that hurts us, there's something put on the planet here to help with that problem. The problem is, I think, is humans have indulged so much on the negative things that poison the planet and poison us that we've done irreversible damage to our DNA. Instead of evolving, I think we're going backwards. If that makes any sense. Our bodies, not our minds. We're accelerating with that. But our bodies, I think, are going backwards. Like, do you remember your grandfather ever saying he stayed home for work for a week because of his anxiety? I remember he's like, I remember older people going, well, I found out I had polio in 1942, and we got it fixed up, and I retired about 3 years ago. That's what I heard. I didn't hear, well, I took a month off of work because my grandfather or my dad died. I didn't hear any of that. It was, you had to make a living. You went to work sick, tired, hungover, whatever it was, or you didn't have a fucking job. That's what I remember. But now, you can call up your minimum wage job where you make $15 an hour to sit there and whatever you do, and you have a bad day. Your hair's not the right color, whatever. You freak out. You get sent home. You get a sick day for having too much anxiety. I've never heard of it in my life. I have anxiety every day. It's crippling sometimes. I calm myself down. I go back to fucking doing what I was doing. Some people can't. I understand, but I'm not making fun of it. I'm making fun of the situation. How society has been dumbed down and basically sterilized of our work ethic and our drive, our motivation has been sterilized. Now we're motivated to get home fast so we can get shit done and we can get on Facebook and see what everybody else fucking did today. That's what everybody's motivated to do. But, you know, we used to have Einsteins, you know, little kids inspired by people like, you know, Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, these people that changed the world. They were inspirations to them. Now these inspirations are celebrities, athletes, people of no relevance to the addition of the progress of civilization. There's not one NBA player out there that's going to come up with a theory of relativity like Einstein. There's not one actor out there that's going to make a movie so good that it changes the way we think of space and time. So there's nothing that they're actually contributing other than entertainment to civilization. And our kids are sitting home wanting to be the next best video game player. Nothing wrong with that. Just saying. They're not focused on, I'm going to change the world. And when you were younger, back in the day, it was instilled into you values and respect and the drive to be better than your parents were, to be smarter so you could be more educated, get more things done to benefit the family, to get the family further ahead, the next generation further ahead. That was the idea back in the day, and we lost a lot of those values, I think. Now it's a lot of passive aggressiveness, coddling, a lot of negative behavior in my mind. It's a lot of negative behavior. We're kind of sitting there and babying these people that back in the day, they were the outcasts. They were the ones that were the detriment to society. And now we're holding their hands and telling them it's going to be okay. And then they have babies and they're doing the same thing with those kids and telling them that that behavior is okay. And that's been happening for a couple generations. And we wonder why we have a half-dead 80-year-old man running the country right now. Survival is going to be a thing, man. It's going to be more and more of a thing because people are going to be more aware that things are going on a downward slope right now. Downward. You might not see it in your areas, but I watch enough prepping channels. I watch enough of the news worldwide to know that certain countries aren't producing the amount of grain they used to. Some countries aren't producing the fruits they could have. Some people aren't producing the vegetables. Cattle farms in America are being bought up by global elitists. It's not a joke. This is a real fucking thing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Do your research. Look into this stuff. I'm not telling you to believe in the conspiracies. I'm just telling you that these things are happening. And the news isn't covering that. The news is covering what Sleepy Joe said last night and how this guy's mad about it. Or how the investigation into this thing is taking forever. Or this governor passed a new C-word law or whatever. That's all that's important right now. Not the collapse of the global economy everywhere in the world. Not the fact that there's riots and protests that are hundreds of thousands of times bigger than any of the protests and rallies and shit that Americans throw. We're supposed to be the most diverse, free country in the world, and there are third world countries rolling up to the Capitol, kicking the president out and appointing their own person. There's people out there doing that right now. And we're sitting here going, let's wait for the shit to collapse so we could freak out. I already know the direction it's going in. I've known this for years. I started watching those Doomsday Preppers. You know how people used to make fun of the Doomsday Preppers? Then they gave them a show. They gave them a show on TV. And then all of a sudden, people started networking. Now you have Doomsday communities. There's a place out in the center of America. I forgot what state it's in. There's it's a military base. And it's a bunch of bunkers. It's a bunch of military. They used it for nuclear weapons. They would store it in there. They put it in the center of the country where it would be the most safe from any kind of ballistic missile that can reach into the United States from the water or from another country. They put it in the middle of the country. Those bunkers are being sold for $30,000 a piece, untouched. You got to go in and build it like a house. But it went from being a joke. Doomsday Preppers were conspiracy theorists prepping for the last days. Oh, the world's going to end. Woe is me. Now people are looking to those people for help, for answers. What do we do? How do I prep? How do I get ready for this? I have every single thing I need. I have everything I need. I have 2 or 3 of everything I need. I have everything I need to survive for multiple people. I have everything except weapons. I don't have any ammunition. I don't have any guns. I barely have any knives. If I have knives, they're in survival bags and boxes scattered around everywhere. Nothing ever on me. So you saw today I used a hatchet. I used a hatchet to cut everything up. Why? Some people don't carry knives. So I'm not worried about weapons. I can literally craft my own weapons. I have tools to make weapons from, not guns. I can make a slam fire shotgun. Anybody could make that. That's easy. But I wouldn't even waste my time, because if it is the apocalypse, if it is the end of days, if it is a doomsday event, if it is a nuclear event, if it is an EMP event, if it is a prepping, bug out, get the hell out of Dodge event, I'm not going to give a shit what the cops think about me holding a firearm at that time. I'm not going to care. All I'm going to care about is get my family and my friends to safety and making sure that nobody harms them. So I have enough friends scattered around the entire country now, thanks to this YouTube channel, thanks to the convoys, thanks to the Freedom Family I've built. I have enough people scattered around the entire country that all I have to do is, if I go to a bug out location, I stop at someone's house and go, let me get one of your 1,500 guns and some ammo. Here's some stuff that you're going to need, right? And you barter. Now I know, because people have always said, I can't hold a firearm. Not allowed to. Not allowed to have a gun. They've taken my Second Amendment away, even though I've paid my due to society, my debts, I've paid my fines, I've did all my time. Still not allowed to. We're gonna fight that to the end one day. Don't worry. But I know I can go to somebody's house at that point and pick up everything I need. So I'm not worried about that. In that kind of situation, all I have to do is keep everyone safe till I get to that spot. And there's absolutely nothing illegal about that, because if it is an end of times kind of event, if it is a bug out situation, shit has hit the fan. The rules are out the fucking window. Speeding doesn't matter. There are going to be people looting, burning businesses, robbing people, hurting people, because they can, because everyone else is. It's going to be like a George Floyd thing. You know how everything got burned down and they took over cities and all that? It's going to be that times a million. Resources will run out in hours. Grocery stores will be wiped clean, like Walmart's wiped clean. Now, it doesn't matter. Most of that shit's not going to work, because in a couple weeks, after everything gets knocked out and robbed and broken, and the people that used to work on the power generators and the infrastructure in the community, they all ran. So now no one fixes anything. So things break down. They're going to have rolling blackouts, then complete blackout, no power. Nobody prepares for this. They think it's just going to last a day or two and it goes away. If it does go full tilt, full shit hit the fan situation, that's it. You've got to rely on what you have or what you can acquire, but you have to be smart. It doesn't matter how many years you went to college at that point. If you don't know how to get by in society with a bunch of thugs and criminals and bad people, you're not going to last. They're going to steal your car. They're going to take everything in it, kill you and your family, and not think twice about it, because their survival matters more to them than yours. So you have to build your community. You have to get yourself a group of people when you bug out. You have to have a bug out location. It could be someone's house in the hills. It's heavily fortified, one way in, one way out. Possible underground bunkers are great if you can get yourself into one of those. Parents, you have a responsibility to your children to keep them alive. I see Angelina's got, there's a bunch of kids. You gotta, you have to teach them the skills as well. You don't want to have this situation happen and you're the only one who knows where everything is, or how it works, or how to use the radio, or how to whatever. You don't want your kids to figure it out on the fly. That's a lot of information to process during one of the most hectic times they're ever going to have in their life. So it's going to be hard for them to process all this and remember it. You want to put this in their head so they know how to react when it happens. You don't want to put them in that situation on the fly. You want to train, and it sounds almost military, when I'm talking about training and practicing it. That's why the military is so good, because of training, because of practice, because of repetition. They can shoot 300 yards easily because of repetition. They've put thousands of rounds down the range. They've dug out foxholes enough to know how to dig their foxhole and lay comfortably or whatever. So there's a lot of different ways to do things, and it is military style because when it comes down to it, you have to be structured, you have to be disciplined, you have to be smart. You can't lose your shit in the middle of a fallout situation. I am seeing some of these. These things are going by the. Everything all right? Thanks, babe.
You want to stop?
No, pistachio muffins kind of gross me out.
You want
No, I'm good. Thanks, though. Pistachio muffins gross me out because they look like they're old and moldy. They do. If you look at it, it just looks old.
They're good.
Let me see this thing. I want to ask them.
It even smells.
Guys, I know a lot of you probably eat these, but this to me looks like it's old and should be thrown out. If I didn't know it was a pistachio muffin, I would throw it out because, dude, anything that's green and brown and looks like that shouldn't be edible.
Hey.
What? I mean, it probably is good. I just don't do. I like pistachios in their raw form. Yeah, I'm good. But as I was saying, I get made fun of by Jen sometimes, right? Not made fun of, but teased a little bit because I always play with my stuff. Like I always play with the radios and try to figure out frequencies and different channels that other people are on. I'm always tinkering with the back of the truck or fixing something or playing with some bug out gear, trying it out, just because I don't want the time that I need it to be the first time I'm using it. It's good to break your stuff out and use it. Try it. Know its limits. When it comes to that little fold out saw, I'm not going to try to chop down a 12-inch round tree with that thing. It's made for small, I mean, the most I'll probably try to take out is like a 4-inch tree, a 3-inch tree. I'm not trying to build anything bigger than that anyway. I love you so much, Kim. Thank you.
Well, I gotta disagree about that muffin. That thing looked fucking awesome. Damn it, now I want one.
Yeah, I know.
It's delicious.
And you're allowed to have it. Wait. No, there's sugar in it.
It's got sugar on top.
There's sugar in it, too.
Yep.
We got to get sugar-free ones for you, Deb. I don't want to put you in a fucking diabetic coma. Her mom cooks some pretty good stuff. Oh, that's not your mom's? Oh.
Well, we can get my mom credit.
No, I thought it was your mom's. It came from her house. I don't know. They're always cooking something. They always got good stuff. Bees like mildew muffin. Oh, yeah? Bomb ass pork chop? I like bomb ass pork chop. I gotta be careful with pork though. It's not good for my diet. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to get a procedure done, guys. Oh, the update on the procedure. So I was supposed to get my procedure done at the doctor. And because I didn't do the PCR test, because I refused to do tests, I refused to do anything to do with the experiment. I refused to do the PCR, so they refused my surgery. So my life comes down to a test now, guys. Your life comes down to a test, or conforming in that matter.
Yeah, tests that cost $5,000-$10,000 that they say that it costs that much, but it actually costs like 3 cents worth of materials to do. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'd love to know why I need to be tested. If I don't show signs of symptoms, I haven't been in contact with anybody. And if that thing works and this works and they have it, they have that thing and they have this on while they're doing my surgery, If that works, then what does it matter what I got? That's the $1 million question. $1 million question. So I questioned the doctors with that question, and they said that's a very good question. No answer. They acknowledged that it was a good question, but I can't get a damn answer. So what I want to do is I want to put together a medical malpractice lawsuit, a violation of my HIPAA laws, violation of my medical freedom. I want to get a lawyer together for that. It's been very hard to find one that'll take that case. I don't know if anybody's tried to do this yet.
I have. I'm recently still trying to find one against my doctor that tried to kill me, sending me 3 medications that can't be taken together. Nobody will take my case. No one.
Well, Jen's got a good lawyer for medical. We could probably pass that number to you. They could probably get you somebody that's in your area, an affiliate or an associate of theirs. But we have a good medical one. I just can't get one to touch a C word case. They will not touch anything to do with the V or the C. Won't touch it. I say, here's my situation. I start off soft, right? I say, oh, I was scheduled for an appointment, do a surgery. I get into it. Then I'm like, I didn't take the PCR. They go, oh, no. If you didn't take that, we can't do anything about that. Sorry. That's it. Done. Conversation's over with. Done. It's like, I'm not sticking anything in my nose. If I'm not sick, I'm not sticking anything in my body that could make me sick. Now, I watch people get the test, and then the next week they pop up dirty. So I'm not doing that. I don't understand why, if you're collecting a sample, why does it need to be wet to collect the sample? Why does the tip of that thing wet? Why does that have something on it? It shouldn't have anything on it. If you're collecting a sample for a test, why would you have something on it? So I don't like any of it. I don't like any of the lies that have been going on. I don't like any of the bullshit, and I'm not participating in the project. Now, if they want to come down to, I asked them, I said, well, now if I go get my stupid ass shot, right? I go get shot on the street. They drive me to the hospital, the emergency room. They put me in the emergency room. They do everything they got to do to save my life. Do they give me a PCR test first? Hell no. He's going to die. He needs the procedure. Or he's sick. He needs the procedure. Whatever it is, they need the procedure. They're in the ER. They don't do the PCR. They just do whatever they got to do. Because they got this, because it was mandatory for the medical staff, they had to have this. They had to do this. So they believe in that works. But a surgical center says that you need to have this, right? Or you need to have that done in order to get your surgery, which I don't understand. Because you never needed that before to get any of these procedures done. You don't need to take a flu test. You don't need to take a polio test. You don't need to take a herpes test. You don't need to take any kind of other test to get your procedure done, even though those things, you don't have to take an AIDS test. That's a pretty big deal. If you're poking around someone's body, wouldn't you want to know if they have some kind of fucking disease like that? You don't have to take any of those other tests, but the one that fits the narrative right now, that's the test you got to take. So what I'm doing is personally making a choice that I don't have to do this. I can take the test and go get my procedure done tomorrow. I'm not doing it. And I'm going to make a point of not having to do it, because we shouldn't be forced into doing things that we don't agree with. And we shouldn't be put like a gun to my head. Either you get the test or you get the procedure. At that point, I'm going to turn that bitch around on you. Somehow, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to put the gun to their head. You do the procedure or you're going to get in trouble. Because I can't get in trouble for not getting the procedure done, but they can get into trouble for not doing the procedure due to medical laws. So I'd like to see how this plays out. And I've already threatened the doctor. I said, we're going to make a whole video about this at some point, like right outside. I'm going to stand out there and protest. But But we're gonna see where it goes. I have to find the lawyer first to see what my parameters are, what I can do. They might say, don't protest, don't do anything, just sit there, shut up, and we'll sue them. That might be the best route. I might screw it up by getting myself involved. But you know how it is, man. They have to play along, and the lawyer doesn't want to be outed in the law industry and be like, oh, well, he's the guy who went against it. And then his life is threatened, and the government comes down and audits them. And, you know, they like to make your life miserable when you fight against it. That's why all the doctors play along, because they already lost their jobs. The ones that spoke up about it got, you know, sick and died, or they disappeared. Or they're like Malone, where you're not allowed to say his name on the internet or any kind of information that pertains to him, or else you're some conspiracy theorist. So it's just, you know, I'm going to push it to the edge like I do everything else. I don't know. I don't conform. I don't comply. I shouldn't have to. I have rights, and I'm going to uphold my rights as a human being, if they like it or not, you know? Yeah, Kim, that's what I'm saying. They're not mandatory, but they make me have it in order to get the procedure. They're not mandatory. There's no state law that says you have to have that in order to get the procedure done. That's their policy, but their policy is only like that because our governor, Governor Murphy, Phil Murphy, that rat-faced fuck, he's kept the state locked down. We have restrictions still. This is one of the only states left with all these restrictions that we have still. And they're going to, now that the winter's here, they're going to get more strict. And that's how it works, especially in New Jersey, is by controlling that, Phil Murphy can control what businesses and what areas can be developed and all these things behind the scenes. Because New Jersey's corrupt as shit. And Phil Murphy's one of the most corrupt people in politics. And when he's outed, and he's exposed, it's going to be a pile of shit on him. I can't wait. I want to be there for the day they bury him. I want to be there. I'd love to go to his funeral too, so I could shit on his grave for what he's did to everybody in the state. And I'm sure there'll be a line of people lined up to shit on his grave. Ellie, yes. Masks, see, the thing with that word mandatory, they made it mandatory for the hospitals and all these places, which I understand because sick people are there. That makes sense. Okay. Now, if you have the C word and you're going into a medical procedure with the C word, they're going to tell you to stay home. That's normal. That makes sense. If you don't have the C word, it shouldn't be an issue. My thing is they're using this as an excuse to control a lot of other things. And you have to really open your eyes to see it. A lot of you guys that are in here, you already understand. The mandate against masks, yes. But to a privately owned company, such as a hospital, a medical procedure place, whatever, they're privately owned. And since they've been pushing the narrative that this and all that works, that or else all these other people that are doing the procedures wouldn't have jobs anymore, because they had to get it. It was mandatory back then, right? But the thing is now is that it's not, and they're playing along still to keep the illusion going that this was what it was supposed to be, but it wasn't. And we're all woke up. And now when you wear a mask in a store, you're kind of the singled out person. Now you feel like the idiot, you know, and that's good, because they don't work. They never did. And it's unfortunate that they pushed that narrative for so long. But in actuality, we know, because we lived through this whole situation, and we know that you could have this 5 times and you could still get sick. You could still give it to somebody. So that's real. That's reality. You can't fake reality. You can't fake what we saw for the last 2.5 years. You can't fake that. So now that people can see it and they're waking up, right? Now they're understanding, and some people are still glued to that. If I wear this, it'll keep me safe. Cool, man. Put a full face nuclear, biological, and chemical mask on. That will be the only thing that will keep you safe. Do you want to know what keeps you safe during a real pandemic? If it was a real pandemic, every time you took off a disposable thing like this, it would go into a medical waste basket. It would go into a disposal unit where it couldn't spread that thing to anybody else. It wouldn't be thrown in a parking lot as soon as you come out of a hospital. It wouldn't be thrown out the window. There's trees around hospitals that are filled with masks that are found and hung up as like a statement. Skater dude, yeah, it's basically that right there. It's also being able to see in the population who can be controlled, who can be manipulated, how do we control their thought process? How do we control what they do? Those are the people that you can control. The ones that did that, the ones that listened. They listened because you told them to. If a house is on fire, you don't have to tell me to get out. I just get out because I don't want to burn to death. It's obvious. If I thought that this was a problem, I wouldn't rub all up on my kid when he had the C word. I purposely tried to get it. And people that had it are like, why would you try to get that? I just want to prove that without that thing, without this, you can survive. You can stay alive. I might get sick. Everyone's going to get sick. If this is what they say it is, and it spreads like the flu, then everyone's going to get it. Everyone's going to have to build an immunity to it. It's not going to be the flu shot's it's a scapegoat. That's like giving yourself the flu so you don't get it later on. It's stupid. It's an idiotic idea. And I feel bad for anybody who still gets the flu shot. I don't. I haven't gotten it in 5 or 6 years, 7 years. I don't even know. I don't even know. But I haven't got the flu in a long time. I haven't gotten sick. I'm around sick people all the time. I go to areas like the subway in New York City. I go to Hagerstown in the lot where we were around thousands of people, didn't get sick. So it's your immune system. Either you can build it or you can live in a bubble and sterilize your entire body and house every day of your life. And you'll be the first person to get sick. That's how it works. All right. When we lived in the woods in the 1600s, when we farmed the land, there was no sterilizing your house. Most of those people went to bed dirty. They woke up the next day, did the same thing again. Once a week, they'd bathe or something. And that's how their bodies became immune to the diseases and the sicknesses that they brought over from their country. That's how they wiped out all of the Native Americans and shit in this country, is by giving them the illnesses from theirs that they built immunity to. All we are now are sterilized Native Americans waiting for another colony of people to come over here and wipe us out. And that's basically what happened. '80s, man. That's it. After the 80s, everyone's sterilized. Bubble kids. We got bubble kids. I used to play in dirt with G.I. fucking Joes, all right, and race cars and Hot Wheels. I'd play in the dirt and make tracks. We'd build little forts out in the woods. You know, we'd ride down the road on our bikes and we'd fall. We'd scrape our bodies up. We'd wipe the rocks and dirt out of our cuts, and we'd keep the shit moving. I didn't go get a tetanus shot every time I stabbed myself with a screw or a nail. I didn't go and do all this crazy stuff. Now, an ambulance shows up for a cut, and they're going, oh my God, you need a tetanus shot, you need this. Her stepfather broke his neck. They gave him a tetanus shot. Why? Because it cost money, and he didn't have one for a while. So they gave him a tetanus shot because it cost money. The medical industry is destroyed. It's only about money. And whatever narrative that the government is pushing, they have to follow because Big Pharma fills their pockets. So they have to do what they say. Want to know how to fix it? Take out Big Pharma. Bankrupt them. Refuse to pay for insulin when they give dope heads a second chance at life for free. Where's the Narcan? Oh, I got Narcan floating around. We don't do drugs, but because we got prescribed 2 different drugs, right? It happened to me and Jen because the pharmacy fucked up. They prescribed me one set of drugs and another set of drugs and gave us Narcan after the second set because they realized they screwed up. And they said, you can't take those together. And if you do, here's Narcan to bring you back to life. The Narcan's free. Narcan's free. Insurance picks it up, whatever. Insulin for your baby. How much is insulin, Dev? Do you
I
use
have
it?
no clue. I don't have insulin.
All right.
I'm
Well,
type 2.
Somebody in chat will know, all right? Somebody in chat will know how much insulin is. You tell me, because I know they're pissed off they got to pay for it. Tell me how much insulin is. And then let the rest of the chat see it if they haven't for the first time. Let the rest of the world see it on here. That insulin costs, what, $300 a dose or something? I don't remember exactly. It was for the prescription. Somebody was telling me. Somebody in chat should know. But when they charge to keep you alive, right? But they don't charge to bring you back from the dead when you purposely died, because you could control yourself. You don't have to shoot yourself mainline a fucking brick of heroin, all right? You don't need to do that, okay? But the kid that suffers from diabetes that needs insulin, they need to do that. I don't feel it's right to give a drug to a kid and charge them money to keep them alive when you're letting heroin addicts who are spreading filth, disease, and crime on the streets, you give them a second chance at life for free on multiple occasions whenever they want. How much is it? My insurance, after insurance, is $135 for 1 week. $135 a week. So if insurance wasn't paying for it, I can imagine it's probably much higher. Number one, Angelina, I'm sorry, and what we do with this freedom fighting and things like that, we have to get together and start fighting these causes right here. If you want to change things, you want to change the medical industry, we have to start refusing to deal with their processes, refusing to conform to what they want us to conform to other than what we deserve. You shouldn't have to call your insurance company to see if they'll approve a life-saving surgery. They should not be involved. It should be, we're doing the surgery, the insurance company is going to pay for it because that's what they're there for. Insurance companies are huge scams. That's all they are. Government insurance, biggest scam ever. Biggest scam ever. When you have government insurance, number one, I have government insurance. When I go to the hospital, minimum care at all. Nothing, right? That's the hospital. If I go to a private doctor, everything they could possibly bill me for in one visit. They try to get me for everything they could possibly bill me for one visit. And that's because they're small time. They're not a big scale like the hospital where they're just a money generator, right? So the little guys want to charge as much as they can. So what does that do to my insurance company? That tells my insurance company not to pay for anything because now they have to look into why they're paying for everything. So now everything gets rejected. We have to wait and redo everything. Then call the insurance company and call the doctor. Now this doctor doesn't want to get involved, doesn't take the insurance anymore. We got to go to a different doctor. It's too much bullshit in order to get yourself fixed in this country. We're supposed to have the best of everything. That's what we promote, right? America's the best of everything. We got the best this, we got the best that. Like Trump, oh, everything's the best, the biggest, oh, we got the greatest everything. It's all a fucking lie. It's all a lie. We got the worst everything. The fact that we're maintaining this country at the level that it is right now is a fucking miracle. We're just surviving now. That's all we're doing. Essentially, is America is just they're on that thin line before we snap. We're losing support around the world. Other countries don't want to do business with us because of our dirty politics. That even if we didn't say anything as Americans, the rest of the world can see it. If you ever watch international news from Italy or Germany or Iraq or anywhere, and like Algeria, Al Jazeera TV, whatever, all these different news outlets, if you watch them and see how they depict the U.S., we're fucking jokes out there. We're not the land of the free here. We're the land of the convicted criminals. We have more locked up people in this country than any other country in the world. You didn't know that? And what are they locked up for? What are these people locked up for? Heinous crimes? No. Stupid shit. Back on child support, 10 grand. Or you fucking drove your car drunk too many times. Or something. They did something. There's got to be a better way. Got to be a better way. Got to be a better system. These jails and prisons are supposed to be for prisoner reform, criminal reform. They're supposed to fix people, put them back on the street so they don't fucking do it again. All they are now are gang-run prisons, because that's who runs the prisons. There's so many criminals that they outnumber the police, and they know it. So they've gotten together and said, we're not doing what you say. You're going to do what we say, or we throw a riot. And that guy's $25,000 a year job as a corrections officer isn't worth getting stabbed over. So they're just going to go get the drugs. They're going to go get whatever they want and bring it in. Meanwhile, the jail's only there to make money. Bodies in the jail, in the private-owned jails, are paid. You're paid for each body that you have to facilitate. So the more bodies in a private jail, the more money. So they're not going to get rid of people in the private jails. They're going to keep them there. The prison system is state-run. There's so much state funding for prisoners because we want to keep people in the system. If they're in the system, then they fuck up again. It's easier to hit them with more money. They generate money through the system. See how it works? If prisons were about reform and it wasn't about money, then the money would be out of the system. There would be no benefit to having a prisoner in the jail other than the fact that they want to make them a better person. If you took the money out of it, guards wouldn't work. No one would do anything because they know that the criminal justice system is broken. $56,000 a year to house an inmate. Sounds about right. And you know what the funniest part is? That money doesn't go to those inmates. That $56,000, about maybe $6,000 actually goes to the care of that inmate. The cheapest possible food. Do you guys know when you go to ShopRite or wherever you shop, right? Your food store, you see Del Monte beans. Then you see like ShopRite brand beans. Then you see that like no one knows where the hell these beans came from. Some other language on it. It's like, are they even beans? Not sure. There's half a picture. The rest of it's blacked out. There's that no-name brand shit. The ends of the beans, the cutoffs, the garbage, the shit that nobody really wants to eat. It's like right above like giving it to free-range animals on a farm. Okay? That's the stuff they feed inmates. When you get bread, say you get bread with your meal, okay, in jail, it's already hard. It's already stale, and it all it had to do was go up a flight of stairs, and it's already stale. It's disgusting. The food is disgusting. No wonder why the inmates are pissed off. I'm not saying they got to eat like kings, but they're human beings. Even inmates are human beings, and they have rights. And I've been an inmate, and I've had no rights in there, and it's not right. You get someone locked up for dumb shit like me, and it's just out of hand. There should be different tiers, and even though there is different tiers in the legal system and the justice system of prisons, it's still not adequate to the crime. We got these white collar prisons where these guys are in like country clubs, these 1% elites that get locked up. You know, they're in these country clubs where they get like, you know, curtains in their rooms and shit, whatever. There's prisoners, there's guys that get locked up, for instance, for a bag of weed. Okay, they get locked up for a little bag of weed. They're in prison with murderers, kidnappers, rapists, high profile drug dealers, car thieves. And now that guy that got busted with that little bag of weed that didn't want nothing to do with jail or that criminal life, he just wanted to smoke some bud. Now he's being exposed to the knowledge that all these scumbags have. And they're going to pass that knowledge to him, and he's going to talk about his experience in jail, and someone else is going to get the good idea to do it. So what I'm saying is, if you treat people like humans, they're probably more apt to try to find a better path than to stay mad at the system that's keeping them there and mistreating them, making them come out and be harder and more aggressive against the system. That's what I'm saying. Skater Dude, we are very aware of that, just so you know. Maybe you take it down a notch. Because that right there, that case has been over with, and we're still waiting to deal with that. So I'd love to talk about that, but we don't bring it up for a reason. Becomes criminal minded, longer you sentence. Yes, the word becomes. You're becoming institutionalized, is what it's called. And psychologically, you start leaving the real world, and you're in this other world where there's different rules in the jail. There's different social groups. There's different ways things work. There's different ways to acquire things. You have to change your whole mindset in order to adapt to survive that situation. I've done the longest time I've done in county jail. I've never been to prison. The longest time I've done in county jail was like 9 months or almost 10 months. Longest stretch I've done. And I came out, and it took a long time for me to readjust to society. I was in a fight or flight mode, kind of 90% of the time. I'd be at work, and somebody'd be like, they'd call my name, and I would turn around very aggressively, ready to fight, like, just because they were trying to yell at, to me to get something, whatever. It wasn't anything bad. It was just I reacted the same way I would in jail on the street. And there are still mannerisms I have that I haven't lost, that I stay on edge, or I'm aware of my surroundings 24/7. I don't like eating with my back to the door. When I do eat in public and there is nowhere to sit comfortably without my back to the door, I'll stand and eat. So there's a lot of things that I do to this day that still follow me from years ago of being in trouble. But you're not going to get any better going to prison for something stupid. You're going to get worse. A lot of people don't understand that. And then I've seen a lot of people also, there's a different reaction. Some people go to jail for their first time, and it changes their whole outlook on life, and they change everything. And, they change everything. They find God. Everyone finds Jesus when they go to jail. It's funny how everyone finds God, but no one wants to go to church when they're in jail. See, I went to all the churches. I went to all the churches for a reason, because you get to see people from other tiers. You're able to move information, whatever you need to do. And on top of it, even though I was a practicing Christian, I would go to Catholic church I'd go to Christian church. I'd go to Protestant church. I'd go to all of them. It got me off the floor. It got me away from the scumbags that were trying to infiltrate my mind. All I did in jail was work out, ate, and read books, and read, and worked out, and ate. I came out 190 pounds ready to kill somebody, but I was, I spent my time in there mostly good. I learned how to play poker, which wasn't a good thing, but it is what it is. You try not to, reflect too much on those bad days, and you try to stay more positive. How is it? Wet over there or no? Good. Yay. That's good. That hasn't leaked since I fixed that spot. That's awesome. We had a little pinhole, probably from our mouse friend, but he's not here no more. His house is gone. I replaced his house with another one. We knocked it down, built a new one in there. Angelina. No renegs. Spades. Every spades game I ever played in jail sounded like this. You know why? I don't know why. You get so excited. I'm going wheels. Boom. Slam those cards on the table. Bam. Got a full book. You're just going hard. But I haven't played spades since jail. I try not to do the same things I did when I was inside, because who wants to glorify that? Who wants to really, relive that? But that's what the channel's all about. The channel's all about going from having nothing, having a bad reputation, and being able to do positive in life and trying to change your life for the better. That's what the whole Jersey J channel was all about. Me and Jen came down there. We opened up to people. We said, hey, we have a background. There's a past. Everyone does bad shit. I was an alcoholic, been in jail. I told everybody. So when the trolls came out, it was nothing new. They just wanted to dox me. That's all they really wanted to do. That's all they accomplished was doxing. I told everybody already everything that was going on. And if it's privileged information, then respect that. If you want to go dig in and look into it for yourself, you're more than welcome to. Just know that the case that's publicized online that everyone was attacking me for, that's over and done with. And if I could talk more about it, I would. But I've already been yelled at twice about talking about it online. So one day things will be better, things will be over, and I can talk about stuff, but right now can't say nothing. So other than that, I don't plan on getting in trouble anytime soon. I know how to push things right to the edge and then walk away and not get in trouble. Other people like to push it over the edge, get themselves 16 ROs, possible jail time, all this other stuff, car targeted. I don't want to live like that. I don't like living like that. I got enough attention on me already because of this whole YouTube live thing. When I show up with a camera, the cops pretty much already know, I'm going to be some kind of issue. I try to keep my mouth shut at protests now, because if I'm going to be there to document it, I want to be there to see everything. I don't want to get myself in trouble and then I'm escorted away from the scene and you guys don't get to see what happens next. So if we're going to
let you know, Red's live, just so you know.
Red's live. Good. I was going to get up here anyway. Kim, everyone knows. Dev, even if you went back in my further videos from Hagerstown, one of my first, I think, the first week, I'm over by the fire, and there was like 10 of us talking, and we're all talking about our past, how like everybody in Hagerstown had a past, everyone. And it wasn't like, you could be the best Christian in the world, but at some point in your life, you did something fucked up that no one else knows about. And you haven't been caught yet. But no one's perfect. And that was the whole premise of the channel, was you can go from not being perfect. You can be an imperfect person and do good. You can be called a liar, a cheater, a criminal and redeem yourself. You know, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to live like that your whole life. You can choose to live like that. You can wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to be a piece of shit and sell drugs today. You could say, hey, I'm going to be a piece of shit and steal a car today. I'm going to be a piece of shit and hurt somebody today. Or you could wake up and say, I'm going to go out of my way to find a homeless man and give them lunch. Or I'm going to go out of my way to find someone in need and help them. Just something that basic. Go to a store, Walmart, Acme, whatever. Go to a store, walk around for a little bit, man. It doesn't take much time. You're going to see an old person reaching for that top shelf. Walk over and grab the thing, give it to them, help them out. Ask them if there's anything else they need. You know what I'm saying? Like, we stopped giving for everybody else and we started taking for ourselves, and now there's not enough people giving. There's not enough people helping, and there's too many people struggling. And it's disgusting to me that I live in that kind of world. And that's something I never ever wanted for my son. I never wanted my son to grow up in a world like that. And it's getting worse. The last couple of years, it just keeps getting worse and keeps getting worse.
Yeah, I haven't stopped being like that. I still give random,
Yeah.
And that's actually got me into some problems recently. You tell people you're going to give them a gift, and they're like, they freak out on you, shit like that.
It's not fair, dude, to be like labeled your entire life something because of one thing you did.
Yep.
Like, I could be called anything. I could be called everything in the book. I put myself in a position a long time ago where I allowed people to label me those things because I did those things. I acted that way. People labeled me a drug dealer because I sold drugs. People labeled me an abusive person because I was abusive. People labeled me a thief because I stole things. A drug addict because I did drugs. An alcoholic because I drank. A party animal because I was always at the clubs. I was labeled everything. But I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person. I've been with Jennifer almost 9 years. I don't even think about other women, let alone ever thought about cheating on her. Why? Because I did it to somebody. I hurt them. It hurt me in the end. And that's where it lays. Why would I want to do that again to myself? You know what I'm saying? All I want to do is give more to people. I want to give more than I ever get. I never get anything I really want. I never do. And that's okay. I'm awesome with it. I'm okay. I know that that's not part of my gig. I don't get everything that everyone else gets. That's why I'm happy with what I have. They can make fun of what I got all they want. But we worked to get this. We worked to get here where we are. I worked to build this YouTube channel and the streams and the family that we have together. We worked for all of this. This wasn't handed to us. No one drove 4 hours from PA to drop off a camper and give us a great deal. We had to go beat feet and like knock doors and, the whole nine, man. And every day is going to be a struggle for us. And that's the point. You don't get to see that usually on channels. Usually everyone just shows the good parts. They show, oh, well, look what we did today. We show this brand new thing. It's a 15-minute video and it goes away. And their life looks great. Everyone wants to be them, right? Because you never see drama. There's never any bad parts. No one ever dies. No one's ever hurt. No one's ever poor. No one's ever hungry. They always have it good. Well, this is what really happens in real life. What's happening to us. So this is what we want to show, that there are people out there. There's more people like us out there that are struggling, that have it hard, that don't have advantages, that aren't part of that 1%. We're the 99. We're that 99% out here. We're the ones struggling. And you don't usually get to see that. So that's what I want to show. I want to show it. As embarrassing as it is at times, as invasive it is into your life, that's part of it. That's part of it. The YouTube thing fucking drives me nuts sometimes. I hate YouTube. Sometimes I fucking hate YouTube. I hate it. But then again, without it, I don't know what I would be doing right now. It gave me the motivation to get back to work. It gave me the motivation to go talk to people again. It gave me a motivation to try to teach people survival skills and spread my knowledge and what I know about what's going on with the government and what we should be doing about it and what works and what doesn't, because I experienced it. So that has to be shared. We have to share that kind of thing. You can't be scared. I'm more mad that there isn't 10,000 YouTube accounts from Hagerstown. There should have been 10,000 accounts, and everyone should have had everyone else's subs, and we should have spread it like that. And if we did that, instead of 10,000, instead of 10 streamers with 1,000 viewers, we would have had 10,000 streamers with 1 million viewers.
Yep.
I always pushed for that. I'm like, man, everyone make a channel. Everyone get on their Facebook. Everyone show what's going on over here, because we're going to get shut down as the bigger streamers. They're going to shut us down. And you can't shut everyone down without making a stir about it. So if everyone was streaming and they shut everyone down, there'd obviously be some kind of conspiracy against it, right? We don't want to show that. So it's easier to just discourage people from doing their own thing, making it harder. YouTube, you need 50 subs. Then you need this. Well, if we all work together, we all sub to each other, we can all start a channel overnight. That's where it comes into play. Networking, working together. And it sounds like a joke, man, this working together shit, but it's not. It's teamwork, man. We didn't get here. We didn't get to this position in society, in the world, by doing it ourselves, by doing it with one person. It wasn't one person. There was a guy who chopped the tree down. Then that tree got pulled by a bunch of mules to a mill. They milled the wood into lumber. They built the house. That house was built. The mill was run around there. Then all the other houses were built off that mill. Everyone helped each other get by. That guy that ran the mill, he didn't get paid in money all the time. He got paid in chickens. He got paid in bread. He got paid in cattle. He got paid in whatever. And because they helped each other in the community, it helped build the community. Now, our lazy, ignorant asses just move into a community, provide nothing to that community. 9 times out of 10 don't even work in that community, right? They work outside of that community in another town adjacent or a little farther away. And we don't provide anything back to the same place that we're supposed to help. The place that we want better. It shouldn't just be our tax money. It should be our help, our physical labor, our emotions, everything. Everything we have to apply. We should be applying it. We shouldn't be wasting our time at home watching fucking 10 seasons of The Walking Dead in a row. There shouldn't be time for that. There shouldn't be any time for that. That's a waste of time. If you said that shit to a farmer 100 years ago, he would punch you in the fucking neck and he would give you a rake and tell you to go out there and do some farming, because watching that show isn't going to help you, the family, or the community. And that's what we lost. We lost all of that. We lost all of that a long time ago. Remember the 50s, man? Everyone wanted that white picket fence. They wanted that, you know, that nice little house in the nice little suburb neighborhood. It was really starting to become a thing. And then that got too cliche for some people. They call them hippies. But they were like, I want to be more free. We shouldn't be putting cookie cutter houses into a development, all wearing the same thing, all driving the same car, all living in the same kind of house with the same kinds of TVs and the same kinds of toasters. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be going back, living off the land, using the land. That's how we got to where we are now, by doing that, by abusing it, by by overproducing or overtaking an area, overproducing a product. We're not helping society. All we're doing is making more waste than we can get rid of. We're not doing nothing helpful. And it's getting pretty sad that we have to have people like Greta, that chick, global warming. Yeah, that chick. Why was she such a big hit? Because of her emotion that she had in her speeches. Because it affected a child that much that she got pissed off enough to come out like a grown ass adult and tell the rest of the world you fucked up. Is global warming a thing? Probably. Is regular Earth warming and Earth cycles a thing? Absolutely. Absolutely. You go back in history, there's been ice ages, there's been extreme heat waves, there's been extreme storms, there's been extreme seismic activity, extreme volcanic activity, time and time again over the years, the thousands and millions of years. There's been these cycles that the Earth goes through. We are in the middle of one of those cycles where the Earth is changing. It could be the poles, it could be anything. The government won't fucking tell you what the truth is because they want you to believe in an idea so they can push their agenda to get rid of oil and push for solar and electric. That's their whole thing. It's all about money. It all comes down to money, money, money. Everything is money. So when it comes down to it, man, we have to do our part as society and say enough is enough. We're not going to buy into your propaganda anymore. We're not going to buy into your economic failures. We're not going to sit here and be trillions of dollars in debt. To who? To who are we in debt to? Who are we in debt to? We're supposed to be one of the biggest superpowers in the world. Who the fuck do we owe trillions of dollars to? And why? Why? Why don't we have those trillions of dollars to use? And why are we sending billions and tens of billions and hundreds of billions to other countries to secure their borders when ours are wide open, letting crime and drugs over every day? There's so many things that contribute to the aspect of our survival as a civilization, as a country, as human beings ourselves. There's so many things that contribute to it. And what they're doing right now is like, it's like taking a balloon, right? And they're just going at it. I don't have anything sharp. They're just going and pushing. You know how you can push on a balloon with something sharp to a certain point, and there's that point of failure where it pops it, right? All the government's doing is just pushing on that balloon with that sharp point, right? And eventually it's going to pop, and they want it to pop. They want us to go nuts. They want us to lose our shit. They want us to be unorganized and chaotic so that they can step in and control it. And then they're going to say, you need us to help you rebuild this. That's what they're going to do. So don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised that if anything that I'm saying happens, this video will disappear. They'll never let me be on YouTube. They'll get rid of me completely because I said it and I'm right. They don't want anybody to be right. So I'll be Epstein or whatever. But God forbid I'm right and this shit happens. Got to be prepared. So we're going to go through different scenarios. I like the stuck in the car and the snow thing. That's something we should have did about a week or month ago because of the severity of the storms we're getting up north. So I think that's going to be on the agenda. We're going to start coming up with some stuff. I'm going to be doing some questions in the community section. See what you guys want to see next. But right now, I'm going to get off. I have to go use the restroom, and I'm going to go jump on Red's chat in a little while. So I'll see you over there, Dev. I'll see all you guys over there. I'm sure everybody else will be there too.
Yep. Yeah,
But,
I'm getting ready to go over there myself.
But I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me in the woods today and seeing some of the skills that I have. I mean, we're going to show all of them. We're going to show all of them at some point. So while we're traveling around, that's the other thing is while we're traveling around and we're staying at these different campgrounds or these different places, I'm going to get out of the camper and go do these videos, you know? So I'm going to do them in different areas. And depending on where we are, is going to depend on the materials I use. So if we're down in Florida, I'll use old man's beard, you know, like the moss that grows off of the trees. I'll use that for different projects. So in different areas, different states will be different resources, different kinds of survival. So I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys over there, and thank you guys so much for all the support that you've been showing me. I really appreciate it, man. It's pretty awesome. And
Yeah,
can you send me that picture?
Yeah, I can do
That's-
that.
Those two pictures, that would be awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm actually using one of them as my desktop right now. That's my
That's sick.
desktop background.
That's sick. Yo, copyright that shit and put it on fucking Google. Maybe you could sell the picture for like backgrounds or something. It just looks like a homeless guy eating out of a can,
Yeah, I know.
right? But it's cool as shit. I love it. Oh, that's cool.
Got the
man.
one banana flame coming up. It looks like a thumb.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Yeah.
Hit that thumbs up, guys. I love you. I'll see you over at Red's in a little bit. Give me like 10, 15 minutes to get rid of that beef stew. Love
Yep.
you.
Love you too.
I'll see
See
you
you
guys. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thanks.